Deje, deje, pasa, pasa, deje, deje, pasa, pasa, deje, deje, pasa, pasa, deje, deje, pasa.
much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
Welcome back to Echo Base Network, guys. I'm your host, Nick. Coach is still on vacation. Got some guests waiting in the background. I'm going to be bringing them in here in a minute. I want to welcome everybody for being here tonight. Thank you so much for all your continued support. As Coach always says, there's 4 ways that you guys can support us here on the channel. Memberships, which is a great way to be a part of the channel, the EBN member family, get perks, all that good stuff. Our Patreon page where we post all kinds of different content that YouTube will not let us post over here. Our merch store, you guys can go check out. Tons of cool shirts that Coach designed over there. And then, of course, Super Chats, which is a good way to kind of help direct the conversation. You guys can kind of help direct the conversation, what we're talking about and stuff by donating monetarily through Super Chats. Before I bring the guys in, I just wanted to say something real quick. I appreciate all of our members here and everybody that is here watching and supporting this channel for a little over 4 years now. And I'm going to make it a point to vamp up a lot of our member stuff. I'm going to start doing a whole lot more member stuff and probably spending less time on other things. I'm going to focus a whole lot on you guys because without you guys, this channel does not exist. So I'm probably going to do pop-ins tonight. And then I'm thinking about doing a members only stream tomorrow during the daytime. I'm not sure what time yet. It'll probably be maybe around 4 o'clock or something. But I'm thinking about doing that. And I'm going to try to be consistent on doing something like that regularly on a weekly basis. When me and Coach started this channel, this whole endeavor for me was for fun. The money we get from YouTube is a benefit, but I honestly never cared about the money here on YouTube. It was just something fun that I thought would be fun for me and Coach to do together. It wasn't anything I wanted to do on my own. And of course, I got my own personal channel, but I really don't have any interest in trying to build that channel up, and do everything like I'm doing here. I will do some stuff over there from time to time on the Nick Talks Entertainment, which used to be Echo Base Entertainment, that won't be Star Wars related stuff. But I honestly don't have any desire to just do a solo channel. I never have. But I am going to do some stuff over there. So if you guys have not subbed to Nick Talks Entertainment, go over there and check it out. Hopefully I'll have a new computer and be back on camera maybe by the end of this month or end of August. But anyways, I just wanted to say that, guys, and let you guys know we are going to do pop-ins tonight. So Masters members, stick around, and I will be sharing the link out later. First guest of the night. Got to play his intro, guys. Matt Rissman, what's going on, brother?
Hello there, brother. How are you doing? Good to see everyone here tonight.
Doing good. Got a lot of stuff taken care of this week. A lot of weight lifted off my shoulders on some other stuff. I got some other stuff that I'm going to be taking care of this next week, which is going to be a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. So, yeah, things are going good. Things are going
awesome.
good.
We love it. We love it when it's moving in the right direction, don't we?
Yep, definitely.
Wonderful.
Our other guest here tonight, none other than X-Wing himself. There was a blip in the matrix there for a second.
What's up, everybody? Hello. Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah.
Second time in a week, man. I appreciate it. Long time listener, first time caller. Thank you so much for having me here. I just feel really excited to be here.
Awesome. Glad you could make it. All right, so before we get started, I did want to hit on some super chats that came in while the pre-show was going. I'm just going to hit these real quick, and then Matt's got the show planned out, so he's going to be sharing the screen and doing all that. So if you want to be getting that ready, Matt, while I'm hitting these.
Hit it.
Rogue Sarge for $20. What's up, Rogue Sarge?
Hey, something's up with the format here.
Oh, yeah, the 3-person one.
I'll take it away. Our heads were getting cut off on the other one. I'll take it away.
Yeah, so I talked to Coach about this. The 3-person one really is only good for recording videos because it moves everybody up, when we highlight super chats. But thank you, Rogue Sarge, for all your support. Appreciate it, brother. Jedi Master Lawrence with $10. More reports of sabotage in theaters showing Sound of Freedom. Very sad, not surprising, but still disappointing and disturbing. God's children are not for sale. Protect the young from the creeps. 100%.
I've heard some crazy stuff, like people were setting off fire alarms in theaters to try to empty the theater. Like, who cares at that point? They already paid for the ticket.
Yeah, but apparently AMC has been sabotaging. There's reports of AMC sabotaging showings of the movie and like turning the AC off in the theater, having the screens go out, all kinds of stuff like that. So I have an AMC next to me, so I was like, I'm gonna go see this movie at the AMC and see if anything happens. I went, boom, the screen goes out before the movie starts.
No.
They're like, sorry, guys, we can't fix it. The only screen in the entire theater that went out. They said, we can give you a refund or you can stay for an hour and a half till the next showing in another theater.
My butt ain't getting out of that seat. Imagine being on the wrong side of that fight.
Yeah, I stayed.
So this is an interesting conundrum, right? Because I spent some time at my AMC last night. I saw the new Mission Impossible. And I asked one of the managers about this. I said, yeah, he's such a nice guy too. I said, oh, JP, I said, you were bad. You're bad. He's like, what did I do now?
Of course you know the manager's name.
Oh, I know a lot of the managers.
It's probably not every AMC.
So I said to him, what are you doing on this whole Sound of Freedom? Are y'all? He's like, no. He said he was like, well, I heard some things about that, blah, blah. I really think what it is there are some rogue theaters based on their local management who are doing a certain kind of thing when it comes to this movie. I really don't think it's a AMC dictated, let's screw with this movie business. I personally think something else is going on here. Can't dispute that it's happening. Nick, you saw it personally. I know other people who have seen it personally other places. But I busted his balls a little bit last night. I was like, are you doing bad things here on this movie? He's like, no. He said, we love the movie. It's a great movie. It's got such a powerful message. That's why I say I don't think it's nefarious from the company's perspective.
No.
But I do think there is some weird things going on in localities.
Well, you could have a teenage kid that's running the show from whatever booth they are for a particular theater, and they could be sabotaging it themselves and just saying, I don't know what happened. Or worse off, you've got somebody who's actually running the theater, a manager at the theater who's too much of a Twitter file and is like, there's no way we're putting this on.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Never know. GraphWeb, the most consistent man here on YouTube. At the channel, #cancel Disney Plus. 100% support that. Thank you guys so much for your super chats. This super chat video is for you. We had one more sneak in here right at the end. Debbie Young for $4.99. My Cinemark has increased the showings from 4 to 10, and we have had no issues. It is still selling out.
Wow.
Yeah, and with the whole pay it forward that they're doing, I was watching Jeremy over on his D-Day Cobra channel, and he dropped a ton of money and bought a crap ton of tickets. So
just like gifted them out or something.
Yeah. So the movie has a website you can go to where you can request a free ticket at your movie theater to go see it. So if you guys don't have the money to go to the theater, just do a simple Google search on Sound of Freedom, pay it forward, and you can literally go get a free ticket that's already been paid for to go see the movie.
That's cool, man.
And
That's real cool.
Not only that, but I think of their $14 million they did on July 4th. I think over $2 million of that was gifted tickets. Was folks who went to that site to pay it forward and put in some money for folks to see. And Nick's exactly right. Just go to the website and say, "Hey, I'd like to claim some tickets." And you can claim the tickets there at their website.
You can literally take your whole family if you want.
That is way too cool.
Yeah. So if you guys have not seen the film and you want a free movie to go see, go check out the website. Go see this movie. I support it, and I think everybody here should as well. Brandon the Anime Guy, what's up, buddy? With the $2 super chat. Daily reminder to F
Duck
Disney.
Disney. No, you have to be very careful with Brandon. Duck Disney.
Yeah, Duck Disney. And I 100% agree with that.
Can we pay an homage real quick too? I just wanted to say this just because I miss the man so much. Can we do some EBN emojis in the chat for Coach? Our man missing right now. We're down a man. I want to see some EBNs in the chat for Coach. We miss our boy. We love him. We want him to know that we're thinking of him.
Yep, and this super chat video right here is we had one more. Ted's Nerd World sent in a 99-cent super sticker of a poop emoji.
It's a poo poo. He said in the poopy.
Hail Ted's Nerd World. This super chat video is for you guys. And Mr. Buttcrack Media also sent in a 99-cent poop emoji.
It's a lot of poop. And speaking of poopy, there's a Mexican Iron Man too.
Yeah, right there at the end.
That's a Darth Poopy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And then our good friend, Mexican Iron Man with $9.99. What's going on, Mike? This super chat is for the Send Rissman Forward new EBN program, where tonight super chats will fund the transportation of Rissman Forward into another channel dimension.
You can never get rid of me. I'm here forever.
What does Thanos say? I am inevitable.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna be traveling out to go stay with Mike for like a week. Either the end of July this month, or the second weekend in July after he gets back from one of those times. But I'm gonna go hang out with him for like a week. We're gonna go do some shooting, hang out, good times.
South Kakalaki, right? Down in South Kakalaki, still in South Carolina.
Yep. Yeah, he's got.
What did you just say? South Kakalaki.
South
Kakalaki.
I'll have my laptop, and he's got a whole setup for me. I'll be able to do streams and all that sort of stuff, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Before I hit these other ones, I want to bring in our fourth guest of the night, Miss Nikki.
She's here. She's here.
What kind of greeting was that, X?
It's a victory screech.
That's SpongeBob and that
SpongeBob victory screech. Yeah.
There you go. Hi guys, sorry for being late.
What's up?
That's fine.
Classic woman. She's
Normal-
showing up whenever you want to show up.
That's right.
Normally I'm late, but I was actually here before Matt tonight.
I know. I
Wow.
was pumping it back from Outback, and I said I gotta get there, and then you already had it started. I was like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, it's 5
yeah.
minutes walk. It's 5 minutes walk from
Listen,
Man.
Matt lives in a great location. Everything is walking distance from him. He's living the life.
Man,
Saturday night.
I don't know how your outback is down there, but the one over here in my neck of the woods is gone downhill.
Oh
The
man,
quality of food.
No,
I
we
got my
serve
outback
beef
trained
from
up
cattle
good.
ranches here
I
in
got mine
Nevada.
trained
Okay,
up
so
good.
when you get a cow, you know it didn't get shipped all around everywhere, and then it was frozen and then
Do
thawed.
you
and
think
frozen.
Florida doesn't have cows?
I don't know. Does it? You think they would
What
die?
the hell?
What the hell are they gonna eat down there?
I think
Palm
there's a
trees?
couple down there.
I think so too, Nick.
Well, we actually, surprisingly, a lot of people don't know this. We actually have bison here in Alabama.
Florida? Oh, in Alabama.
Yeah.
There are no bison in Florida. I'm relatively, unless someone's got them on a farm.
Florida's
Or a
got
zoo.
cows, huh?
Yeah, zoo.
Well, I can still get work down in Florida. That's good.
Yep. Also, real quick, Jedi Master Lawrence with 10 gifted EBN memberships.
Lots of memberships.
Hail, Jedi Master Lawrence. Welcome all the new members. As I said earlier, if you got here late, I'm going to be focusing a whole lot more on member stuff here on the channel. I'm probably going to do a members only stream tomorrow. We're going to do pop-ins tonight. I'm going to try to keep that as a regular thing. I'm going to really focus on member stuff here on the channel. And then Scott Westbrook, also with 5 gifted EBN memberships. Hail, Scott Westbrook. Thank you very much for that. And then E. Clay Thompson with the 999 super sticker of also a poop emoji.
Lots of poop.
And
you know,
then,
Geeks and Gamers got the 199. I think you're going to be the 099.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 099.
And Nick, speaking of Scott Westbrook, he has corrected me and said there is a bison herd near Gainesville, Florida.
Oh,
so
wow.
Apparently we have bison in Florida.
Well,
Who knew,
Florida
Nick?
is self-sufficient in case we need to secede from the rest of crazy town. So
or we float away, right? We have everything we need
Yeah,
to
that's
have.
what I'm saying. We stick some dynamite on the border of Georgia and just light that thing off and get out of there.
And then Mr. Buttcrack Media, hail to you. Also gifted a EBN membership. Hope you guys will stick around for pop-ins tonight, and I'm going to be highlighting a lot of member chats during pop-ins, and then of course tomorrow member stream. But welcome to the EBN member family. This video is for you guys.
Wonderful. We are now part of the tribe. That's what I always wanted.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a stream. That's right.
Yeah, we got it.
We've been here for an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, no, gracious, no. I have,
Let's see, 18 minutes. 18 minutes we've been going.
That's right.
If it already feels like an hour, X-Wing, we are in for a long stream. Okay, so I have some great things. Well, I don't know if they're great.
I don't have anything going on tonight. I can literally stay as long as so we'll be able to get through everything.
All right.
Wow. Nick tells us these things so we can clap and give him, hey, Nick. This is great.
Oh, no.
Well, like I said, I dropped some dead weight this week and got a lot of weight lifted off my shoulders, a lot of stuff that I needed to get squared away and taken care of. So
keep that dead weight off. Dead weight is all good.
We only need good weight. Good weight is where we want to go. So I had to pick at least one Lego related topic.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Unbelievable.
I
like
know,
I'm
right?
shocked.
Oh, look at Chopper.
I know. This is one of
I'm
my
about to do a poll. Does anybody in chat care about Legos?
It's Legos and
Yes,
it's
I know.
Rebels.
Olaf is here.
Moff
At least
Rissman
Olaf's
is he's
here.
gonna have to
Olaf
wipe
does.
himself off after
I'd
this.
buy this for Chopper. Straight up.
This is one of my white whale sets because they did release a Ghost set when Rebels was out, and now it was insanely expensive. Now I don't know what they're going to do, how the value will go. This is a $160 set. It has the Ghost and the Phantom, and it has some characters that are what I would expect to be, okay, we would like to see those. And then we had some other ones here that are maybe a little strange. So obviously we already saw Chopper is here. This Hera figure is brand new. This is Jason Sandula.
Is that the Mon Calamari that said it's not
Yes,
very...
this is how I knew his name.
Oh,
right.
God.
So this is Jason Sandula.
Is that wait, Matt? Is that confirmed? That's Jason Sandula, like
Yes.
for sure. Oh,
Yes, it is.
brother, here we
His
go.
hair's not the right color.
No green hair. His green hair is gone, so he looks very human here. So as everyone might know, or maybe not, everyone's not into Rebels, but Jason Sandula is the son of both Hera and Kanan Jarrus, and of course took the last name. They want to call him Jarrus, call him Sandula. And we seen him at the end of Rebels, and he had the green hair, and he had some countenance that would say, okay, you could see why he might be her son. Now the green hair is no green hair. Okay, this chopper is a little different. And then we have a Mon Calamari. His name is Lieutenant Beta. And then that's how I knew his name, Lieutenant Beta. I don't know who picks these names. Probably
Not very
Pablo.
refreshing.
Probably Pablo Hidalgo. This is Lieutenant Beta. And then this is First Officer Hawkins. And you see them in the trailer, in the Ahsoka trailer, when she's there, she's trying to talk to Mon Mothma and all that. And then it pans to the background. You see Lieutenant Beta and First Officer Hawkins there. So I just had to put this. I know Lego fan, they're doing a Yavin sets coming. This one's not on my must-buy list, but this is the first time we're getting a Yavin.
Yeah, Y-Wing's not too shabby.
Yeah, I like the Y-Wing.
I just want the guy in the observation post.
This is a mid-scale Y-Wing. They've not done one like this before. It's a play set, but there are a lot of figures in this one. And also the cool thing is they included 3 medals, with the understanding that maybe the medals are removable, maybe, but it doesn't quite fit on Chewie. But the thought process was, let's give Chewie a medal. So they did.
Again, Chewie went from having no medals to like 3,000 medals in Disney canon.
Well, I mean, Nikki, it's 2023. Everyone deserves a medal.
One of my funniest moments in Star Wars. Wait, you have to go back up. One of my funniest moments in Star Wars was when they did the Family Guy episode, and the guy with the gun on Yavin went pew 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 as it was going away. Yeah. Oh, that killed me. I died.
Yeah, but they don't have a back view of this, but they're in the room, looking at this is the map of how do we destroy the first Death Star and all that. So again, this is a play set. Again, it's not on my must-buy list, but I think a lot of people will like that. Got another Yoda Starfighter again, because that's what we really needed, was a Yoda Starfighter that he almost never flew. Maybe he flew it one time. Did he ever even fly it? I don't know.
Clone Wars, maybe.
Yeah, so that's an Actus class, but it's completely wrong.
Well, this is the second time they've made it wrong then, because it's nearly the exact same set they made.
Yeah, that's super not. Unless there's some kind of actuating, that's bad.
Yeah. So you've got that, and then we've got a battle pack with of course we have to have a battle pack with Ahsoka's troops. Why everything is Ahsoka these days, right? So here's Ahsoka's troops in a swamp speeder.
The show's about to come out. They got
everybody loves the 332nd though, dude. The Ahsoka helmet on those troopers just slapped so hard.
Yeah,
such an X-wing.
So there you go.
Love for the B-wing. I never see anything for B-wings.
I love the B-wing.
Me too.
And we got the Advent calendar, right? The Advent calendar's got it's got, of course, you got an Omega. You've got a Wicked, in his holiday sweater. I think we got a Palpatine in a holiday sweater. So if you want to do your Advent calendar, you can do your.
Is that Mando in the Naboo Starfighter? Then one.
Well, this is just a little mini fighter. So he's not.
What does
really.
Kings always say? Tongs Day. Am I right?
Well, Tongs Day, where that. Well, let's not go into that. That was such a bad experience.
Come on, let's do it.
Little Lego news to start us out. Again, for me personally, the only one of these sets that's on my must-buy list is this Ghost. This Ghost for me. This Phantom comes off, by the way, in the back. The Phantom comes off. You can fly around with it, the whole 9 yards. This one for me is a must-buy.
Dude, Nikki's a legitimate chopper shill.
Hell yeah, dude. I never buy Funko Pops, but I have a Chopper Funko Pop.
Really?
I have a Chopper plushie, the Chopper droid. Give me everything Chopper. It's the only thing that's worth my time at Disney anymore.
I still remember when Matt texted me and he's like, yeah, just Venmo me. It's like $140. I'm like, for a Black Series figure? Get out of here, dude. And he's like, no, it's a whole asteroid.
It's over there. You can't quite see. He's on the floor behind.
Yeah, mine's right there.
All right, so that's enough of the Lego talk. Let's talk about some other stuff. This is so strange though. Let's talk about some other stuff that people that people might enjoy.
What the hell is that?
But why are they doing
Force
Obi-Wan
Ghost
Kenobi?
Qui-Gon?
Yes. Why are they doing Obi-Wan Kenobi figures now? Is it not a little late for Obi-Wan?
He looks like he's just wearing a fashionable cloak.
Yeah. This is Force Ghost. And then
Okay,
goggles.
so this, you know what, they did a lot of this, and this actually goes back like long before. Those are Black Series, yeah, they're Black Series. So this actually happened a bunch during the Revenge of the Sith line. They started doing the Force Ghost ones, but they never did like the half there, half not, and the half there, half not. I really don't like.
And this one here, it looks like he just wet himself
dumb.
again, right? It just looks like he's out being.
It's like Elsa and Frozen Qui-Gon Jinn.
He looks like the disappointed parent meme.
What is going on?
He reminds me of somebody that was on a long flight, and he fell into the toilet on the airplane.
He's got all the blue stuff all
Yeah.
over.
Did that happen to you, Nick? That was very specific.
It was in a movie, though. I can't remember which one, but it was in a movie.
This is from the waist down, Force Ghost Qui-Gon, I guess. I don't know.
That was terrible.
Is this on anyone's must-buy list?
Yeah,
Absolutely
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I don't like it at all.
So why are you buying
Are they
it?
actually doing the plastic front for this one?
Well, the box makes it appear as though they are. And this is a particular case where I would think you probably would want to see it, right? Because it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Right, the way that it looks.
I know.
So.
Oh, wait, no, this is this is Kenobi related. I can't buy it.
Yeah, you cannot buy it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when X was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it." It's Kenobi.
Yeah.
And then we've got Kenobi himself. Of course, he's got to have the toy, right? You know, we got to lean into those things we know. But here we are, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Remember the toy,
Hello
guys?
there.
Remember? Hello there.
Remember T16s?
He looks a little perplexed here.
Yeah.
Like, that sculpt. I don't know.
He's sitting there looking like, why did you make a figure of me?
No, he's like Obi-Wan with a question mark is what he's
Obi-Wan.
Come out wherever you are.
And then the goggles. I think he just looks weird for the goggles.
Bro, the goggles are so dumb.
They're just weird, right? I mean,
but if you remove everything else and you go back up to just like the bare Obi-Wan in the second two, that's actually not a bad Obi-Wan fig.
Yeah, him just in what I would consider to be more the Clone Wars-esque. You know what I mean? The
Man, if they just got rid of those power lifter gloves, that'd be a good figure.
Power lifter gloves. Yeah. So a couple of figures there coming soon. What are they? 7/18. So they're not quite. If you want to, you can do exclusively at Walmart. Go figure.
Oh, that's
so
this
these are
week.
Walmart exclusives for $28.
Good.
You can go and find your much sought after Kenobi merch.
The only thing I want is that little T16 out of there. That's it.
You want
just that
toy.
Micro Machines T16 that he has? Yeah, that's all I want.
Well, I mean, if you're going to pay $28 for the toy, I'm sure they'll be happy to take your money.
Yeah.
Real quick, do you guys didn't the KOTOR remake didn't it get shelved
right now? Yeah, it's in limbo.
Yeah. I do have some gaming news though. For those folks that
we're so excited about how big the map is for the.
Yeah, was there no Reva figure?
Oh yeah, there was.
Oh, no more Reva. So
there was.
So for the my monitor is flashed off. For those folks that are looking for a good deal on a game, let me see if I can coax this monitor back on. Just flashed off on me. I think this is the Force Unleashed, right? Force Unleashed from
Love
available
that game.
for PC for free on Prime Gaming.
Oh,
so
if you guys have Prime Gaming and have not played it, highly suggest it, especially if it comes with the DLC. The DLC for the game is almost better than the actual game. Like you fight Luke on Hoth. Like there's all sort of alternate things that come with the DLC pack for that game, where you completely change the entire storyline in the history of the OT. Of course, it's just for fun. I would never want it changed, but it's the DLC is really good for that game.
Can we go back to doing that though? Like telling fun stories in video games?
Yeah.
Can we just
Some would argue that nowadays video games focus too much on story and the gameplay ends up being butt cheeks.
I'm more hyped about
butt cheeks?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second installment of that game, than anything Star Wars. Anything.
I mean, Force Unleashed was probably one of my favorite, what I would call Legends. So there's expanded universe. I would call this like Legends. That's what Disney Legends should have been. It's like some kind of crazy story that's non-canon, but it ties in and it's totally badass. Like Galen Merrick and his family crest becoming the reason why the rebellion uses that crest is such a cool story. Such a cool story. And then, you know, the Emperor using the Kaminoan cloning facilities to try to make cloned Jedi or cloned Sith, basically. Oh my God, dude. It was so good. I had so much fun with that game.
Man, LucasArts did great Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Before Disney bought them. Great Star Wars. I could not wait for 1313 to come out.
Yeah.
What was that, Nikki?
Matt's having technical difficulties. That's not my voice. You think I sound like a robot?
Yeah.
Couldn't sound like that if I tried.
I can't.
All right,
You do
I'm
that,
back.
Risman.
We did it. We did it. I don't know what happened. My monitor. I'm a little far away. My monitor glitched for a split second. So sorry about that. You can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It came back well. So I missed that conversation. Is this a good deal? Are people excited about this?
I would be. I own the game on PS3. I still got my console. I still got the game. I got the DLC, so I can play it on the big screen out in the living room anytime I want to. But if I didn't have it and I'd never played it and I knew about the game and the story, I would 100% be doing this. So I highly recommend this if you guys have never played it. If you guys have Prime Gaming.
Hey, my experience is we like free things, right? So
yeah.
if you can get it for free, then
yes, Eli, it came out on PS3 and I still have my PS3, PS4, PS5. I'm a Sony pony.
That's one way to put it.
All right. So we got any super chats? You want any super chats to hit, Nick, before we move on to the next topic? Or
yeah. I highlighted this earlier, but Morris sent a mic drop super sticker for $4.99. Hail Morris, thank you for your support. U.S. veteran for $19.99 for Risman's cat. You got a cat?
Sweet.
U.S. veteran.
Yeah, I have an old
Shows up
cat
all the time on stream.
I have an old cat. She's
I
very, very loud. She's asleep.
I'll never be able to come to your house.
She's 14. She's my old girl.
I'm allergic to cats. They make me sick as
Oh
F.
yeah. Don't come by then if you're allergic.
Nah, just take a Zyrtec before and you're good to go. I'm the same way. I think I got kind of used to it after a while.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question to pose.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't even pose the question.
I have like a great line of thought, and then she's like, "Shut up!" I'm like, "Oh, gotta ruin the line of thought."
Before you do that, let me play the super chat video for the guys that sent in super chats, and they give us Pee Wee Herman bucks. All right, what were you gonna say, X-Wing?
So I was gonna say, before Disney took over, or even after, shortly after, I feel like we always kind of had three lines of canon. So there was, the canon, which is always going to be the movies, right? That's the canon. If it winds up on screen, that's the canon. And then you had the expanded universe, which was like loosely handled as canon. And then you had other stuff like video games and some books that you would never consider to be canon. So like Force Unleashed, having him around, like that does way too much damage. And then, the courtship of Princess Leia, which is like, yeah, that's not going to work into canon. And I think Disney completely missed the mark in kind of organizing that stuff properly of like what they can pull from and what they can't pull from, because they're calling they're calling the Thrawn books, the expanded universe, Legends, and then pulling from portions of it and then leaving other stuff to the side. And I feel like the categorical.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know why they seem to be so afraid to do anything outside of canon. Can't they just tell a story and be like, by the way, this didn't really happen, but we're gonna have some fun. What's wrong with that? Like, you've got Sam Witwer in his prime, yoked out, ready to go play Starkiller. I would die for a Starkiller movie.
Because it's the same reason why they do this with MCU too. Starkiller is not a Disney creation, and they need to push forward their creations, Unless they can use Starkiller in a way to prop up something that they're trying to push now that's new, they don't really want to invest
Star
in
Wars isn't their creation.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's not argue semantics. I'm just telling you that's why they're not.
I'm arguing my point. I totally agree. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's not your creation to begin with. Mm-hmm. So flex Star Wars, not Disney. Flex Star Wars.
Oh, tell it to Bob Iger. He seems to be quite pissy these days.
Oh, yeah. Bob Iger.
My. That's a whole different story.
What Felix says right here, 100%, Starkiller is a badass. Disney has not come up with an original character that even comes close to Starkiller, which was a video game character.
They can't bring original characters back to original character level.
Yeah,
You know what character was? You know what character was kind of cool as a side character that Disney created? That maybe
Reba?
No, Cobb Vanth, and then they ruined him. The Book of Boba.
Yeah.
No, I guess Cobb Vanth is Disney created, but it's post Disney. Yeah. Anyways, no, I was gonna say Luthen.
Oh yeah, of course.
I like Luthen, but none of those are on Starkiller level.
No, for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Well, go.
I was just gonna say real quick. We had a couple member chats come in. Georgie Girl, member for 8 months. In other Star Wars news, happy 20th anniversary, Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yes.
So yeah, it is. That game has been out 20 years.
I love that man right there.
Good God, I was 20. I was 23 years old. Oof.
When KOTOR came out.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah. Matween, Jedi Master, member for 15 months. I just want to say EBN is my favorite Saturday night entertainment since Clark and wait, hang on. I got to stretch this.
I can't see it.
I got to stretch this out.
Since what?
Because it's okay, there we go. I just want to say EBN is my favorite Saturday night entertainment since Hee Haw. I'll let the hosts argue over who is Roy Clark and who is Buck Owens.
Oh dear.
Golly, man. I
Talk
watched
about
that.
a deep cut. Talk about a deep cut.
Yeah, I watched that with I remember that and Johnny Carson. I watched with my parents as a kid. Felix Kiros, member for 27 months, Jedi Master. Wow, 27 months with EBN. Love the Saturdays. Besides playing The Force Unleashed, also read the novelization of the game. Hang on, let me stretch this out. Stupid. It is awesome. You are EBN. Excellent panel. Hail, Felix Kiros. Good to see you, brother. And then Donna Hergenrether gifted 5 EBN memberships.
Donna.
Hail.
Love you, Donna.
And welcome to all the new members. As I said earlier, if you're new here, I'm going to be doing a members stream tomorrow. It's probably going to be right around 4:00. Just be looking on the community page. And then also real quick, our good buddy Brandon, the anime guy, with a $2 super chat. Felony
Filoni.
Yeah, Felony Filoni. Duck Filoni. Dang it, Bob. Duck Fisdy.
That's a tough one.
Oh, Lord.
Dang it, Bob. I love that.
And then our good buddy Matt Cave, member for 28 months, also Jedi Grandmaster. EBN is the bee's knees. That's right. I just said that. You are Echo Based Network. May the Force be with you.
Big shout out to Matt Cave Gaming, bro.
Thank you. Hell, if you guys have not subbed to Matt Cave Gaming,
Get
Go
over there.
check out
Throw up
his
the Matt
channel.
Caves. Throw up the Matt Caves.
He's a great guy.
Still
But
so underrated as a YouTuber. It's ridiculous. His content is so good.
yeah,
So
it
underrated.
is. Yeah. And for all the new members that Donna gifted, this video, this non-Star Wars video, is for you guys.
Welcome to the party, Pat.
That's very random.
So,
All right,
so,
Matt, what do we got?
So speaking of kick-ass characters that we love and actors that I think we all can agree are Star Wars mainstays and gems for Star Wars acting, Tamora Morrison caught on camera, caught on video as he was doing things at a con in the UK. And I actually know someone who was at the con and spoke with Tem, and he'll address it in this video. But I said to this guy, I said, "Did you ask him? Is he in Ahsoka? Is he Rex in Ahsoka?" He's like, "Well, I didn't ask him that." I asked him.
You know, he couldn't answer.
He couldn't answer. Oh, you'll see.
Tamora's a liability.
You'll see how he feels the question here in a second. But the question that this fella did ask Tem is, which character did you enjoy playing more, Jango or Boba Fett? And Tem said, "What do you think?" Tem said.
I think he was upset with the way they treated Boba Fett, so he liked being Jango Fett more because Jango Fett was an actual Fett.
Dude, a Jango show would have been freaking awesome.
Yeah, his answer was he had more fun playing Jango Fett, but that playing Boba Fett taxed his acting opportunities more. He had to act more.
He had to, you know why? Because Boba
in the chat.
Because Boba was always tired, and Tamora's like the opposite. So he had to relax, down some Xanax.
Let's hear what Tem has to say about Boba Fett, because that's what this is about. They ask him, what's up with you? They ask him a little bit about Ahsoka and what's going on with Boba Fett. So let's see if I can play this, and hopefully the audio comes through.
Such a luscious voice.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
A wonderful face would play Captain Rex. Another beloved character.
I'd actually love to bring President Rex alive.
Of course. You heard it here. Get on the call, John. All right.
Yes.
Now,
I think we're.
So they asked him about Rex. He said, "Oh, I'd really love to bring Rex alive," is the way he answered the question about Rex. If you heard what that was all about, that was the first thing was a Rex question. Okay.
There's a few things happening in LA. I'm hoping to pop in to LA on the way home.
Okay.
To New Zealand.
Okay.
Just and have a catch up and see what's happening.
Okay.
See what's happening in the galaxy.
See if maybe we get a little bit of news about season 2 Boba Fett. I know a lot of people are looking for a lot of different things. Maybe we'll get to see Omega in the next season as well.
Yeah. Well, this is why
Shut up. Nobody likes Omega.
So maybe we'll get to see Omega in the next season, and he just breezes right by that question.
It's
so
him in a wig. That's why he can't say anything.
Well, but also I think there's an opportunity for us to have him as a voice actor in Bad Batch season 3. Right?
I'm sorry. I need a meme of him in a little blonde wig.
That's right. It's gonna be him in a wig.
Right? My name is Omega. I'm just a simple woman trying to make my way through the galaxy.
To see what's going on.
Gotcha.
And make sure they're not gonna put me on a shelf.
Right.
No.
Never.
We can't have that, right?
Of course not.
But there's plenty of time to be put on the shelf, right?
Yeah. Who puts diamonds on a shelf, huh? Who puts a gem like you on a shelf? You shouldn't have. You like that, right? I tried to.
So he basically, I know it's hard. It's the quality. I'm getting feedback.
They record on a potato.
The quality here is not great because it's like someone's filming a podcast. I couldn't find the actual podcast, but the question was, he said, "Oh, I'm going to pop in on my way back to New Zealand. I'm going to pop in at Lucasfilm and make sure they don't put me on a shelf." Right, meaning don't put Boba Fett on the shelf, right? We
or in a wheelchair.
Yeah, in a wheelchair. He's like, I've got more opportunity. I feel I'm not ready to be put on the shelf. Is basically what he's saying here. And again, just how much he loves being a part of the family and loves the characters that he's had the opportunity to play. So what do y'all think? Do you think we're going to see Tem as Rex in Ahsoka? Do you think he's going to show up?
Better.
I mean, he showed up in Obi-Wan. I mean, unless they did, was that actually him or did they
Yeah,
digitize
no, it was him.
Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean,
Why are
he
you
showed
bringing
up.
up Pain here?
Yeah, he showed up in Obi-Wan. So I mean, it would make sense for them to bring that character to live action to me. But
He
like
needs to
Disney,
die.
yeah. Well,
Legit,
yeah,
Rex
yeah.
is like his first gen clone, and they're supposed to age fast as hell.
He can't die.
Yeah.
He can't die. He's in
Maybe
Return
they'll
of the Jedi, man.
maybe
That's
you know
canon.
Filoni will
This is
Filoni will
post Return of the
explain it.
Jedi.
Filoni will
Oh yeah, this is
explain
post
it.
Return.
Be like, he's taking some sort of serum now that slows his aging and keeps him alive longer or something. They'll make something up.
He can kiss my.
So they got rid of the two things that should have gotten rid of him before: the inhibitor chip, and then now they've given him a
if they bring him back, the only
youth
way,
serum?
and I love Rex, but if they bring him back, it's just to give him a glorious death. Because to be honest, again, he should have died in Rebels. To be honest, but
You think Disney's going to give anyone a glorious death?
Filoni would if it's his freaking character.
That's fair.
Or he's gonna like transcend into godhood and turn into a wolf or something.
No, and Disney will make him turn into a dragon.
Oh my god!
You know,
I
see
a gay
and then Mulan will ride him.
I see some of the comments about Ahsoka and who we're going to see and who we're not going to see. I hope we see Rex. I want to see Callus as well, which I don't think we will.
Oh, me too, Callus. But
I
it's
mean,
controversial because
any
Callus is a white character voiced by a black actor. So either way they spin it.
Callus is a tough one. Callus is a tough one.
I'll tell you where they missed the mark with Rex though is the Kenobi show.
Yeah,
it would have been perfect for him to show up.
Cody, yeah, not Rex. Cody.
Yeah, it would have been perfect for him to show up in that show.
Well, I think if they had told the Kenobi story they were thinking of telling at the outset, he would have, right? Because there was a Cody aspect, whether it was the movie or the first iteration of the series, there was a Cody aspect to that. And they opted not to go that way. And then we got Cody in the Bad. Well, you still haven't probably seen it, right, Nick? But we got Cody in the Bad Batch for an episode or two, which of course has nothing to do with Tem, but it was still I thought that was good.
Cody's armor is better than Rex's anyways. So
yeah, I mean, whatever. I would like to. And here I go again. But I have to say it right. I hope that if we get Tamora Morrison as Rex in Ahsoka, we don't get some broken down Rex that Ahsoka has to recruit and build back up to say, come
yeah, he's broken. She's got to bring him back up. The girl saves him from mental agony and
because we got Rex and his boys, right? Sand fishing and doing different things in Rebels. But I mean, I hope something doesn't happen here. If we do see him that's displeasing in some way, but I would love it. Give me that fan service. You're giving me everything else. Give me some Rex. So my next topic is it's one of those topics, but we didn't talk about it on Thursday. So I'm like, okay, we can talk about it now. And this is the whole conversation about Ahsoka being trained by the greatest Jedi.
Oh, for crying out loud.
We have to, right? We haven't talked about it yet. So I have this comes from the Road to Ahsoka behind the scenes, the thing that they didn't want to release because it was going to break. That was going to break Twitter. So it's a minute and 45 seconds. So and within this thing is Filoni talking about
one tiny line that got blown up.
Yeah. So I thought let me play this. We can watch it for a minute 45 seconds, and then let's discuss, how it makes us feel and whether or not. Well, let's listen to it and then we can talk about it. All right, here we go.
Major campaign that's going on online to try to get me in Star Wars to play which would be amazing.
So you know what? Star Wars follows you on Twitter. They don't follow anybody who's not in their movie.
I know. I think it's a good sign. Internet, help me out.
Now might be a good time to welcome Ahsoka herself, I think.
A little laggy on my side, so we'll get there. I tried to.
The shows rejoice.
The rejects were there.
Ahsoka is a character that Dave Filoni created and worked with George Lucas on in the Clone Wars.
We're telling the story of this character who's been trained by the greatest Jedi of all time.
So that's it. Trained by the greatest Jedi of all time, right? That's the crux of this.
I wonder why he said that, guys.
Yeah. But we'll keep going. Just wanted to pause it and make sure we didn't get struck down for stupid reasons.
Anakin Skywalker.
Ahsoka has been a really beloved character for many, many years. There's a lot of Ahsoka love today.
With Ahsoka, it's time that she came into her own in a way we've never seen it before.
What's the problem with that?
Rosario is so compelling. She is on fire and she knows her stuff. She's in it.
To see the scope of this story, I can't wait for people to watch it.
We have to maintain that sense of fun, adventure, and imagination.
It's quite extraordinary, actually. Bring this to life.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
The Force is female, 100%.
So again, point of my playing that is what do we think about his characterization of Ahsoka, her training, how that factors into it? Do we think Anakin? And I know a lot of people, when I've seen some online dialogue about this, people have been like,
"It's up his butt."
The child killer, right? The child killer is the greatest Jedi of all time. And I'm like, well, that to me, that's a talking point, right? That's a soundbite, right? What do we think about his commentary reference Anakin being the greatest?
I feel like it's a really easy way to break this apart is when are you asking the question?
No. Actually, I have a better way of breaking it apart. You could say the greatest Force user, greatest Jedi, greatest Sith. Anakin did not, he was freaking powerful. Obviously, he was the chosen one, but I think Luke would be the greatest Jedi in terms of most powerful 100%. Force user. Anakin, again, for sure.
When are you asking the question?
Up till he wasn't a Jedi, I guess.
No. He's asking the question. When Ahsoka was trained, he was the greatest Jedi.
Well, he's not asking. He's telling you. That's what Filoni's doing.
Who got trained by the greatest Jedi? So during the training period, yeah, he is. I mean, you're talking about prime Anakin. That's, before he hits the dark side or anything like that. Yes, he gets bested by Obi-Wan, but that's a question about lightsaber styles and all that different kind of stuff. He trained him, so yada, yada, yada. But when he was a Jedi and when he was training Ahsoka, he was the greatest Jedi. He was the chosen one. He was the one prophesied to bring balance to the Force.
He says of all time. That's
incredibly... At the time,
he says of all time, and I guess my problem is that when I think about Star Wars, I still factor in the EU, and Luke was a freaking insane Jedi master.
Yeah, so, expanded universe. Luke is like
he's
God.
Saying of all time. Do you agree with the of all time statement?
No.
That's what I'm trying to say. So we all know he's saying that, number one, because Ahsoka's his baby and Anakin trained Ahsoka, so that's why Ahsoka's going to be freaking godhood.
I think he's referencing when he was training Ahsoka, he was the greatest Jedi in the Jedi Order.
Oof. I just can't get there. I just can't.
He was.
Bet more than Yoda? Really? I just can't get there.
Well, Yoda was kind of useless during the prequels. I know that's a hot take. He's more useful in the original trilogy, obviously, but the prequels, he knew all this knowledge and just sat there and said fortune cookie lines instead of doing something about it.
Yoda was a dick. I'm not saying he wasn't a dick, right? But I'm saying in regards to
powerful
prowess with the Force, right? And you might say, well, I mean, he's 800 or however many 800 years, well, I guess almost 900 years, however old he was, right? You might say, okay, he had a long time to perfect it. I get it, right? But I mean, Anakin was still almost just barely a young adult, right? When
hold on. Chat, drop the name of who you think at the time who was the most powerful Jedi. Use the specific words Filoni is saying, powerful Jedi of all time, not prequel time. He's saying of all time.
So I think if Obi-Wan didn't train with Anakin, he was trained by somebody else and he didn't body him on Mustafar, he would have killed everybody. he would have killed everybody. You get prime Anakin using the dark side, and he doesn't get bodied by Kenobi, who knew all of his tricks. Anakin takes.
So what good is power if you don't know how to use it? Does that still make you powerful?
All right, Nick Hernandez, shut up.
I mean, but I mean, Kenobi did best Anakin, right? So this is I just have so much problems with this, right?
Well, I mean, EU Luke bodies Anakin, prime Anakin,
but
all day.
Put the EU to the side. The EU is a distraction. I'm saying within the context of what we have as the established canon, right? Whether you like it or not, right? The comment that was made is that Anakin is the greatest Jedi of all time. And I mean, Obi-Wan could have killed him multiple times, right? He chose not to. But I just, whether it's Yoda, whether it's Obi-Wan, whether it's even Mace Windu,
like a
right?
wrench.
I just have a problem with this.
Here's the wrench.
Rey is all the Jedi. She was the most powerful.
So if we're to take into account in Return of the Jedi, are we to say that the minute Vader chose to save Luke, he turned back into a Jedi? Therefore, in canon, in our canon, he bested Palpatine. So in that moment, did Vader go back to being Anakin? Because we see Anakin as a Force ghost in Return of the Jedi. So the moment he chose to save Luke, did he turn back to a Jedi and then he bested Palpatine? And then maybe that would make him the most
Bested
powerful Jedi?
Palpatine's kind of a stretch. He picked him up and threw him down a hole.
Well, he resisted his lightning long enough to be able to do that.
You know, I'm gonna bring in my usual shit takes on Return of the Jedi, right? I have a hard. I love the redemption of Anakin, right? I love what happened. But it's kind of like, well, I did all these bad things, and at the final end, I did what I needed to do. Well, why did you do the bad things in the first place, right? I understand what the story is all about, right? But everyone's like, well, you know, at the end, you know, he turned it back to the good side, and you know, Luke did that, which I give all the credit to Luke, right? Anakin screwed it up from the very beginning, right? And he had a lot of help, right? But at the end, everyone's like, oh, you know, he almost killed the Emperor. He kind of did, and whatever happened, okay, fine. But I'm like, yeah, but he screwed it all up.
I think that's why he chose the word powerful. He did it on purpose.
No, the greatest.
Greatest.
The comment was,
you know what?
The greatest Jedi of all time.
I have a pushback too, by the way. Everybody says, you know, well, Obi-Wan, he got him on Mustafar. Well, guess what? He also saved his ass a lot. So if we're taking tallies, don't forget when they were fighting Dooku, Obi-Wan was about to, he was about to get sliced up. And if Anakin didn't kill Dooku, he would have been dead.
Rockers Los Angeles makes a good point. Leia, because she came back from the dead while she was in outer space.
Leia popped.
I think, to be honest, when Filoni's talking, he's not considering the sequel trilogy, obviously. So we can take that. Even he probably won't be thinking of that in his head when he says the greatest Jedi of all time.
And let's not forget, too, when Anakin was in the suit, he was killing Jedi left and right, and he was impaired.
Yeah.
Heavily
But he wasn't considered a Jedi.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude, like Anakin's goated. Anakin's goated.
I agree with you, but there's an argument to be made for sure.
Yeah, I'm not, again, don't get me wrong. Also, I'm not diminishing Anakin, his place in the story, you know, how kick-ass he was, any of those things, right? But I have a problem with the greatest Jedi of all time. For me, it just doesn't work.
I mean, I think we all agree. Filoni said that because Anakin trained Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's about to come and ascend into godhood and be the mother of Star Wars. That's why he's saying that, to prep you for it. That's why we saw her. Yeah. We saw a Jesus born story with her in Tales of the Jedi. Like, he's doing this very intentionally.
Well, and he already did the thing with the sister, and she has more of an embodiment of the Force. You know, he also gave her those things, right? Those tools that nobody else ever had along the way. So putting that to the side, and I just at face value, I thought it was an interesting comment. I don't know. That's what I got. That was the thing I got from the behind the scenes before it sort of went viral.
Wait,
and
Nick,
started making the videos.
Nick, did you agree or not? Do you have something to say?
Luke's the greatest Jedi of all time for me.
Okay.
In the expanded universe.
No, take out EU.
No
EU. We just kept stop with the EU. There is no EU.
I'm just saying,
prequels
Anakin,
and OT.
Prime Anakin bodies Return of the Jedi Luke.
Well, Nick just said he still says Luke without the EU.
Yeah, I'm going by prequels and OT only.
Yeah, Anakin bodies.
I'm not
everyone.
going with the fan fiction sequel trilogy
But
any
Nick,
of the EU because I didn't read a lot of it. So
this is one of those times where I think the sequels trilogy, Luke probably also builds credibility into him being the greatest Jedi of all time because of what he did do, whether you like it or not. Right, how he got there and how he ended up protecting himself and Kraid and all that stuff. Right, that was pretty OP.
What about this? We're not talking about EU X-Wing, but both Luke and Anakin had to face Palpatine's temptation. Which one actually rejected the temptation?
Yeah,
it was Luke.
Well, don't forget. Well, no, he didn't.
He thought about it, but he resisted it. Anakin full on got on his knees.
Straight up pulled his lightsaber out and tried to cut his head off.
Debatable. He didn't get on his knees like Anakin did.
Bro literally did the same thing he did in the sequel trilogy. Pulled out the lightsaber and went to hit the Emperor. And the only person that stopped him, guess who stopped him? Because he's the most OP, Anakin. Do we not remember that scene in Return of the Jedi when he's sitting there in the chair?
I totally forgot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
No, we've never seen the movie.
Did that happen?
Never.
But I just had the question highlighted on: do we think that Palpatine is Anakin's father? That's not canon, but that rumor has gone around for a while. It sounds like something Disney would do.
Plagueis, man.
It's something that
it's not
they
Palpatine.
could make it make
We
sense,
straight up
but
know that George meant to do a whole savior. What's it called? That type of birth.
The Immaculate Conception.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. That again, there really is no father, no Palpatine, none of that stuff. But yeah, can you do a poll? I would love to poll between Anakin and Luke, who's the greatest Jedi of all time.
I will do a poll right now.
But Luke, Anakin, or other.
It's yin and yang. Like one doesn't exist without the other. Nothing happens without the other one. It's balance.
How do I want to word this? Who is the more
greatest?
Powerful, or
greatest.
who is
What
the
Filoni
greatest?
said.
Greatest Jedi. Greatest Jedi
of all time.
No expanded universe.
Just like Filoni said.
Yeah,
because if you put expanded universe in, bar none, it's Luke. 100%.
X-Wing's point within the context of the canon. The canon, for purposes of conversation, the canon is all 9 movies. The canon.
And Luke built his own lightsaber. They just took
the
it out of the
Disney
movie.
canon.
Yes, so did Anakin. He built like 9.
Not by himself though. The first time. Luke had nobody, no Jedi to show him the way except Obi-Wan when he died.
Obi-Wan literally told him how to build a lightsaber.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Anakin was surrounded by Jedi his whole life. Luke had one old man that died in the first freaking movie, and he was on his own
One of
for the
the
rest
greatest
of the time.
Jedi ever.
Yes, when he's
the
already
same one
old.
that trained Anakin, IRL.
Mm-hmm.
The same one who screwed up everything for the Jedi Order, but that's a whole different conversation.
You talking about Obi-Wan?
Talking about Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
The biggest Jedi failure of all time. Obi-Wan.
Poll is up, guys. Vote.
Poll is up. Anakin, Luke, or other?
Get out there and vote.
And speaking of Luke, the next thing I wanted to play is I found, you remember Mark Hamill had an interview where he's like, we need to move past Luke now, blah, blah, whatever. I don't want to go back to that, but they released another 10 minutes of that interview that I found fascinating. So I have the rest of the interview with Mark Hamill.
Do you mind hitting these super chats real quick while I go use the bathroom and refill my drink real quick?
Don't fall in the
really
toilet.
quick in the chat. Technically the best Jedi in terms of trying to be a Jedi. I still love Qui-Gon.
Stop trying to rig
in terms of
the poll.
actually doing the Jedi Order stuff, like what a Jedi should be, I think it's Qui-Gon.
I think for me we'll be here. The thing that I like the most about Qui-Gon is
he was a Jedi.
No, he seemed to have a real handle on an embodiment of everything the Force could be for all Force users.
Yes.
For him, it was never this way and that way only. There was a spectrum of things, right, that he felt like folks could accomplish with
He's
the
the
Force.
closest thing that George ever wanted to touch in terms of gray Jedi.
I was trying to stay away from that term specifically.
Even though for the record, I don't
gray.
agree.
He's a Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
he
Qui-Gon.
follows the will of the Force and what may come or what may not come.
But he
That's
doesn't
why
dip
I
into the
loved
dark
him.
side.
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that. It's the will of the Force.
But you might also say that was part of the reason why he got undone, right? Because he was so Qui-Gon, we could have a whole
And look, if that's the will of the Force, then he bows to it. That's a Jedi.
Totally.
That's not gray, and it's not light or dark or Sith or anything like that. He was a servant of the Force. That's a Jedi.
Yeah.
He definitely could have used a Force healing.
Yeah, could have used a lot.
Or an extra stomach or two, which they seem to do freely nowadays.
They should have been, they should have handed out more stuff.
All right, so let me hit up some of these super chats. They've been stacking up. So Rock Lee, I hope you're still here. $9.99 super chat, appreciate you. Anakin is the greatest because he's the only one to tame the son and the daughter. No other Jedi can do that. Even Qui-Gon known that. He said his M count is higher than any Jedi.
That brings up another interesting point then. If you take out Clone Wars, because Filoni for sure is factoring in Clone Wars, that's mainly his creation.
That's canon, bro.
Yeah. So I wonder what George would agree with him, to be honest.
You know what? I found a George comment about this, and of course he seems to be very much on the Luke train. By the way, I wish I could look for it again. And his commentary was very political, in so much as, listen, Anakin is super important story and all those things, but he seemed to be kind of more on the Luke side also. I can look for it as well when Nick is back and make sure I'm not misremembering this. But also, I see some folks, saying in the chat, and might have been Share Bear, there is a difference between the most powerful and the greatest.
That's what I'm trying to argue. Yes.
Yeah. Nikki, I think you're saying the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we tend to conflate greatest with most powerful, and it's not. That's, for me, it's not the same. It's certainly not the same thing.
Well, and are you talking about a Jedi in terms of what the Republic wanted as a Jedi and the Jedi Order wanted as a Jedi, or what we perceive as what a Jedi should be? So the way I perceive what a Jedi should be, Qui-Gon takes that all day. In terms of what the Republic and the Jedi Order at the time of the prequels wanted, Obi-Wan is the greatest Jedi.
Apparently, you're the greatest civil rights activist. Malcolm, I guess, is what he means. I'm not quite sure what that means.
He's talking about
the joke you hate, the one that triggers you.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you, Rockley. Appreciate that so much. Next super chat, Warasi. Been here a lot. Warasi. I hope I'm saying that right. $5. Good to see you, my friend. When you run into flak, you know that you're over the target. Stay on target. It's quite refreshing. Son, we are, you are, EBN. Much appreciated. Great to have you here.
Thanks, love, brother.
Thanks for the sword. All right, Olaf NS for €6. Oh my goodness. Fail only.
Nice.
Maybe a lore master on Star Wars, yet he doesn't have the creative mind as George Lucas had. Look at season 3 of Mando. Focus on his characters.
I think he's a lore master with his own lore. I think he's fallen so far from the George tree that.
Yeah, he's a lore master of his own headcanon.
That's what I'm saying.
Not George Lucas's lore. His lore.
He used to be a huge George Lucas fan when they first hired him for Clone Wars. I mean, he freaking dressed up as Plo Koon for the freaking Revenge of the Sith premiere. Little did he know he'd get blown up on an airplane, but as he got handed the keys, he started coming up with his own canon. And that's why people have asked Filoni, like, do you want to do anything outside of Star Wars? He's basically said no, because Star Wars is my sandbox. It's my area. He's gonna do whatever he wants with it now.
I think he is the captain now. He took it a little too far, man. I could be wrong, and we'll see what happens with Ahsoka. But I think he got the keys to the kingdom and forgot to respect.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if you all haven't already voted in the chat and you would like to, please do so. We got 105 votes, and the results are, I don't know if you think they're shocking or not, but the results so far are 54% Luke Skywalker. 28% Anakin Skywalker. Other 18%.
Yeah, can somebody put 18? Like, what's the other in
And
canon? Who's the other?
For the
Yeah,
record, too.
for anyone who
Obi-Wan?
voted other, give us the others in the chat if you don't mind.
It's got to be Obi-Wan.
And for the record, if it was to say who's the most powerful Jedi of all time, then it'd be the other way around. Anakin would be winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So greatest for, again, we're preaching from the same hymn sheet, Nikki. You know, greatest and powerful, two totally different things, in my opinion. So thank you, Olaf. Appreciate the comments there. Rock Lee still with us. Thank you, my brother. Another $4.99. Luke is powerful because of Anakin's blood, the chosen one's blood.
Yes.
So I wonder, do we think, for the folks that voted for Luke, do we think he's only all that in a bag of chips because he was Anakin's son?
And that's half the reason.
Can we bring bloodlines back? Right? Can we bring bloodlines back to being important, please?
We did. We have a Palpatine Skywalker hybrid.
Well, I mean, that's why Rey is all the Jedi, right?
No, it eliminated bloodlines.
It brought him back twice. In 2-in-1 special. What are you talking about?
Also, I was listening the whole time, but Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan beat Anakin in his prime as Anakin.
Yeah, he had the high ground, Nick.
He had the high ground. So
and that's why I argue the greatest, because Anakin almost his entire time of being a Jedi, he was arrogant, didn't really embody what it meant to be a Jedi. That's why they made the Clone Wars,
and he was whiny
to kind of show his more human
sand.
side. He was overconfident. He was like all these things. So that's why greatest versus powerful is a very different argument.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things for me where I think, Anakin got in, of course, he had the high M count and all those things that he was born with, truly, of course, right? But he got where he got because he was trained by greatness, right? He had that opportunity to learn from such a cross section of folks, right? And so that's great. Luke did everything he did. He had almost no training at all.
And Luke was more surrounded by essentially a family. He had Leia, Han. Later, we're not counting EU, never mind. But that's the point. That's a big difference. So
and just think what was going through Vader's head in Return of the Jedi when Luke was up on the platform. He was probably like, "Oh shit, not this again." He's got the high ground on me. That's why he just flung his lightsaber.
He got war flashbacks.
Yeah,
that's so good. That's so good. Rock Lee, thank you again for all the support. Really appreciate you. Olaf Van Ness sent in another €2. And Disney made his redemption worthless in Rise of Palpatine, right? Yeah. So this is where, again, part of the conversation does become a little strained, right, in regards to some of the stuff that happened later in the sequels. Although I would say, selfishly, if I want to help continue to tip the case towards Luke. And by the way, Nick, I think you probably heard, right, but we're at 54% Luke, right? Luke. 27% Anakin, 19% other. We're gonna try and get some folks to put in the chat. Maybe they already have. I just can't.
A lot of them said Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan is the other, because we asked them to type in the chat.
Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Revan, but we're not counting EU, guys.
Yeah, there's no EU.
Mace Windu.
But again, yeah, it's it's one of those things where Luke continued to show his mastery of the Force, even in the sequels, right? Whether we like how he ended up on the island and all that nonsense, okay, fine, right? But he did do some really cool things there from a culmination perspective. So, but yes, I get Olaf.
Also, did we watch Canon Obi-Wan, the series Kenobi, where he was getting ragdolled by Anakin? So that's canon. Don't forget that.
And it's also canon that Anakin was scared of fire for some reason.
That's bad fan fiction in my book.
Dude, that's fireproof.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, but I mean, but again, Kenobi beat Anakin again in the Kenobi series.
That's true.
Right. So I mean, don't if you want to come out here with the Kenobi series shit. Right. I mean, again, it was another example.
Dude was scared of fire and lives on Mustafar. Can we explain that?
He's like Freddy Krueger. Sitting over there looking at the flames like, oh no, fire.
It's different fire than where I live.
Oh no, Obi-Wan's walking away. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it.
This is a silly argument, right? Because we know that Palpatine designed that suit in a particular way for a particular reason, and we know that Anakin chose Mustafar to be his headquarters in spite of that, right? Not because it wasn't dangerous, not because he was like, yeah, I know, I'm going to be here anyway, mother flipper, right?
By the way, can we pull up a chat really quick? Rocco Slam.
What is it?
Rocco Slam put a chat in.
That
was Vader, not Anakin. Check the mask. Bro, if you know anything about Vader, nothing brought Anakin out more than stuff from his past. If it wasn't something related to his past, he was full Vader, 100%. Like, absolutely no problem. But Vader was constantly fighting Anakin. Anakin always tried to pop back out again. So even though I hate Kenobi, I think even in that show, Anakin was coming forward constantly in that series. Yeah. He was always pushing against Vader in that series.
This was for me also.
It's sort of the same concept as the new man versus the flesh, that's talked about in the Bible. Very similar. What George Lucas was doing there, which George definitely pulled a lot from the Bible and Star Wars for sure.
But I agree also with X-Wing's point here. One of the few redeeming points of the Kenobi series for me was I thought they did a good job of the internal Vader struggle, right? On how all that was working inside him, and then putting you in there as Obi-Wan and having them interact. Whether I enjoyed the duel of the century and the toying around, put that to the side. All I'm saying is in regards to that internal contention, that constant. Not only was he in physical pain, but he was in mental pain for so long, and that we see that culminated ultimately in Return of the Jedi.
Imagine leaving out a scene where he goes back to Padme's grave. And Anakin comes back out, and then he turns back into Vader and slaughters everybody around him. Like, why would you not do that? It's so gut-wrenching, so guttural, so, why would you not do that? Stupid.
I hear you. All right, I've got to keep rolling. They keep coming in. I've got to keep rolling on these super chats. My lady, Lynn McDangus for Dominican paid 500 Dominican pesos. Oh my God, this might be one of the best arguments ever. I thought we would get some playtime on this. I didn't realize we'd get all this. Is great playtime on 1 minute and 45 seconds. Wonderful. Yeah, this is what we love to talk about, right? Whether this is just Star Wars, right?
These
this
are
is
my
just nerdy Star Wars
favorite
talk.
arguments.
Star Wars talk. Thank you for the support, Lynn. Love you a lot. Matt Cave Gaming, good to see you, my brother.
Hail Matt Cave.
Everyone, again, let me put the chat. Let me put his put the Matt Cave back here. If you haven't already subscribed to the Matt Cave, go and do it. Nightbot will put up his link. Hot take. In terms of keeping with current canon, if they would have let him live, I think Ben Solo had so much potential to become one of the greatest Jedi of all time.
Bro, this is not like a side conversation. This is an exit onto a freeway for me.
Yeah.
There is a lot to say here. As much as I hated the sequels, like him as Ben Solo, him as Kylo Ren, I think there's a lot of stuff they could have done differently, but Ben Solo as the next Skywalker is like...
How do you redeem shanking your father and throwing him over the bridge?
Oh, I'm so into it. You can totally use that, man. They could have used that to tell such a good story.
And building a base that killed like a ton of planets at one time. He killed millions of people.
Look, Starkiller Base is like, in terms of dumb stuff you could do, Starkiller was like, I think the dumbest thing you could do.
There's no redemption for him. There really isn't, to be honest.
He was just one-upping Vader and the Death Star, right? I mean, he's like, well, I got
this is the Death Star. This is Starkiller Base. Okay,
that's and I'm not going to use the full word, but that's retard writing. I'm sorry, but him as Ben Solo with the blue lightsaber for the 5 seconds that we got him as Ben Solo before he got yeeted into a pit. I'm like, this is where we should have been going the whole time. Because I felt some sense of like, oh my God, Star Wars when I saw him doing it, as trashy as it was, that felt like the direction to go. Like, I'm sorry. I hate to say anything good about the prequels, or I'm sorry, the sequels, but that was like,
no.
Oh, it's a Skywalker. We're back.
The character of Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and Adam Driver's portrayal of the character. It has merit, right?
Oh, for sure. There's no argument with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But in terms of his redemption, I don't know, bro. That's kind of rough. Millions and millions. I know someone said Anakin killed younglings, yeah, but he ended up dying.
See Maria's story.
Great.
Well, Matt Cave, thank you for the super chat. Going to the next one. Debbie Young, Mama Bear, $4.99. Thank you again.
Oh, Debbie.
The Chosen One was supposed to save them from the Sith. Nothing states he would be the greatest Jedi.
Well, it took him a long time. And the only reason he ended up doing it was because of Luke. So,
yeah.
There we go.
I hear you.
Not wrong.
Brandon the Anime Guy for $2. Revan is hashtag Duck Fisney. KOTOR is king. Understand.
I need to play that game one day.
Dude, Revan's. You know what, dude? Read the book, the Revan book. It's really good. Really good. Although they do gender Revan, so if that really triggers you, don't read the book.
Jedi Master Lawrence, Jedi Master for 26 months, sends in a member chat. Anakin was taken both too late and too early. Too late to be able to control his emotions like a true Jedi. Too early to know how to handle his emotions.
Dude, amen to that. That's a good.
Repeat that.
Anakin was taken both too late and too early. Too late to be able to control his emotions like a true Jedi. Too early to know how to handle his emotions.
Who said that?
That's why he's not the greatest.
Jedi Master Lawrence.
Jedi Master Lawrence.
That is why he's not the greatest.
That's a good one.
I mean, I would vote for him as the most conflicted Jedi. I think he wins that hands down, right? I mean, that's probably
one that explains it.
An easy one.
Remember how triggered people were when the midichlorians were introduced?
Yeah, God,
dude, I was like 10 years old. It didn't bother me any.
I just didn't understand it. All right, next one. Donald J. Skywalker. Good to see you again, Donald J.
That picture. Good luck.
How's it going, Don? Good to see you.
Disney Darth Vader number 25 made Palpatine Anakin's dad. So it sounds like comics.
Oh, okay.
Nobody reads the
comics. Aren't really canon.
Yeah.
I think I know what they're talking about. It was a conversation between Palpatine and a young Anakin. Palpatine took him to like McDonald's or something in Coruscant, and they were having a conversation about parents.
He got Anakin a Happy Meal. With
yeah,
the toy.
Exactly. Yeah, and he was like talking about his parents, and he made some like, I don't know, not direct questions about his father, but they did that crap on purpose. There's no way Disney doesn't have the balls to full out say that.
This nonsense that shows up in the comics that just ends up like as a soundbite. I'm kind of like,
didn't Anakin and Padme go on their honeymoon on the Halcyon or something?
Comics.
Well, guess what? Guess what? The Halcyon's gone.
Well, they got
to retcon that story.
Maybe they never paid their bill. Maybe they skipped out on the tab. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
We got a couple more member chats. King's Advisors. Who is this guy? What is he doing here? King's Advisors, member for 6 months at the Jedi Master level. Good to see you, Caleb. So many ways to argue this topic. I don't really think there is any way to actually end this, but of course the real answer is Luke Skywalker. So
I agree, King's Advisors.
Luke Skywalker. Well, thank you. I agree with you on Luke Skywalker over.
When it comes to the whole of Star Wars and everything, the expanded universe, everything, all that's happened, it's always going to be Luke. It's always going to be Luke.
Blood Guilty Gaming, what a moderator extraordinaire, doing all of his good things on his own channel as well. Check him out. Member for 14 months at the Jedi Knight level. X-Wing. Oh, did you just say something good about the sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
I've said something good about sequel trilogy before. The way it looked, the cinematography, and the music.
Bro, I would have liked The Last Jedi more if they would have lowered Adam Driver's pants a little bit more when he took his shirt off.
You're talking about Ben Swolo, right? You're talking about.
We only saw his chesticles. We didn't get to see the whole stomach.
Unapologetically a woman. She wanted a nut shot.
No, I wanted to at least show the belly button. It was like freaking Urkel pants on that man.
Wait till you see Cyril as a pirate.
Oh,
Honestly, there are so many things in the sequel trilogy that like you could tell somebody was thinking they were gonna do something right and they just flopped it. But there are good things that could have been worked there. I mean, look at Snoke. Snoke could have been incredible. Snoke could have been incredible, and they just threw it in the trash.
I never cared
Kylo
about
could
him.
have been incredible, but they threw it in the trash. But like that dichotomy, one of my favorite parts of the sequel trilogy is when Snoke is like, take that stupid mask off. You know, he's trying to be Vader, and he's like, take that thing off, boy. And you're like, oh, yes, this guy's a Sith. Like, he knows what's going on. And they do nothing with it, you know. So
he was just I thought he was just a cranky old clone,
I never
right?
understood like the disappointment
Who
with
knows?
Snoke because I
Who knows?
didn't even care about Snoke in either movie. I thought he looked weird, like he was just like mashed potatoes with eyeballs. I'm like, what is this?
I didn't care about any
that's
character in
that's
any of the
old
movies.
expanded universe Sith, like gnarly Sith, right? I mean, you had Sith who were like weren't even in corporeal form; they were like demons that lived with masks on and stuff. So I like that part of it, but they just they did nothing with it. They threw it all away, and it's so freaking disappointing.
They threw away Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Yeah, but they brought him back in such a great way in Andor.
And they threw him away again.
Well, he's not dead in Andor.
Can't swim.
He's not
in
dead.
Cuba right now. They're gonna give him a lift.
We will see him again. So thank you for that. Whatever I just read, Blood Guilty. Thank you so much. LR Dice joining again, a Jedi Grandmaster.
Hail Victor.
So
Good to
very
see
much
you,
for
buddy.
the membership.
And he also sent in this awesome chat in the regular chat.
He's right.
Yeah.
He forgot the why.
Yeah.
We have one more super chat. Caleb's back. King's Advisors had more to say. Good to see you again, my friend. If the Chosen One's blood makes Anakin or Luke the greatest or most powerful Jedi, then wouldn't being the Sithari make Bane the greatest Sith when it's clearly vitiate?
Well, we're not talking EU. That was the
I know.
rules.
Didn't we say that? Maybe
God,
he didn't
Kings,
hear us
pay
say
attention.
no EU.
He's probably has freaking what's that game called that you guys are always playing?
Bane wasn't a Sithari.
Knights of the Old Republic.
No,
He was human.
That's
KOTOR?
stupid
I don't know.
ship game that they're always
Fortnite.
playing.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, he probably has Sea of Thieves in one ear and the stream in the other, and he's not paying attention.
No. He's making a good point.
Well, you take it, X-Wing, because I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, not necessarily, and no, because the Sith weren't necessarily inherently like the most powerful Force users. They were just kind of the basis of the cult that was the Sith. Vitiate's just on a whole different level. He was the most powerful Sithari, but it wasn't because of his race or species, I should say.
Okay. King's Advisors, appreciate the super chat. Thank you, X-Wing, for filling the blanks. One more snuck in, Nick. Then we'll play a video and we'll go on to the next thing. Thank you all so much for the support. I don't mean to sound like this is a burden. This is a wonderful. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. Donald J. Skywalker for $2. Snoke was supposed to be Plagueis. Pretty sure.
No, it wasn't. Those were theories, and then Ryan Johnson gladly said your Snoke theory sucks. So they're not that smart to use Plagueis.
No, I was gonna say I always thought if anything he was a failed Palpatine attempt.
He was a random flicked booger on the wall that they decided to make into a freaking Sith. That's exactly what it was.
See, and then Georgie girl just Vitiate wasn't a Sith pureblood. Tenebris was. Well, Tenebris was. Never mind. You know what?
Listen, for everyone, I can't possibly
Essence transfer.
I can't possibly read all of that again. Thank you so much for all that support, for the super chats, for the memberships, for everything. Love y'all. This video, I hope we didn't already play this one. This video, I don't think we have, is for y'all. If we have played it again, just pretend we didn't. So Nick, question for you. I've got a 10 minutes of a Mark Hamill interview, which I thought is cool. I know you want to do the pop-ins also. You want to hit the Mark Hamill interview and then be posting the pop-in stuff so we can roll the pop-ins?
I'm not in any rush. It was the Mark Hamill thing, the last thing that you had?
And I had some non-Star Wars topics and more Ahsoka stuff, but I think we kind of Ahsoka'd out from Thursday. So Mark Hamill for me is the last one, I think.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll hit hit Poppins.
All right, you get that link going, and then, so again, this interview comes from CBS News This Morning or Sunday Profile or something like this. And again,
real quick, Matt, before you start, everybody in chat, if you're new here and don't know what we're talking about with Poppins, all Master members, Jedi Master members, and Jedi Grandmaster members, there will be a link on the community page on the YouTube channel where you can jump in and discuss anything that's on your mind about any topics we talked about tonight or anything else you want to bring up, Star Wars or non-Star Wars related. It doesn't matter. It's your time. You guys are top tier members, and this is one of the perks for you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, just make sure you got a good camera, good microphone. You don't have to have the camera on.
Have a good camera, but don't turn it on. That's fine.
Yeah. If you're going to be on camera,
don't be potato.
Yeah.
And
Nick,
Nick,
I have to let you know, I have to bounce at 7. I'm going to go run my late night stream. If you got to keep everybody on, guys, more welcome to stay. I can run it until you guys are free. But, like 6:55 my time, I got a boot scoot.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And Nick, I lied. I do have a 2-minute video that's respecting Harrison Ford's acting legacy that I'd like to play also.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, I'll post the link after when we're doing the Harrison Ford one. Then.
Awesome. All right, so let me. I will warn you, there is a little Kathleen Kennedy in the Harrison Ford thing. Just be prepared. It's okay. I know it's okay.
I have to message Justin so he knows he can come say hi.
All right, here we go. So this is a little bit extra on the. I wish I could get rid of. Can I get rid of some of this nonsense? I don't know. Let me just play it. I don't want to screw around.
Just make it full screen. Hit the little full screen button.
And so I have this big thing going. I can try it. Let me see what happens if I make it. Oh, it
looks good.
Okay. Good. It's really nice. All right. So we're gonna play this. It's about 10 minutes, but again, there was a couple things here. I don't remember what they are now, but I thought they were cool. So here we go.
Yep.
Something you can only see right here on CBS News Stream.
I haven't seen this.
Just really in my wheelhouse. I love this kind of thing.
As promised, here's more from Tracy Smith and Mark Hamill.
These movies mean so much to people. What are the things that they've told you? I mean, this is so deep for people, Star Wars. What kind of things have you heard from people?
Well, they always personalize it. They relate to the movies and tell me stories that involve how it's become a fabric of their life, whether it got them through a parent's illness or they met their future spouse at a screening or whatever it is. And what's interesting that wherever you go, people feel like they know you. So they come right up to you and talk. And sometimes it's moving, really, to hear how much it has impacted their lives. Now, usually when you finish an audition, your agent will call and say, how did it go? Like, oh, wow, I think I did great. I really nailed it. Or I was just off. My timing wasn't that great. On Star Wars, I said, I have no idea.
You didn't know at all?
At all. How I did. I mean, I got the words out. George said, thank you. Harrison said, see you. And
he does a good Harrison impression.
Said
He
that
does.
You knew that it would be huge, at least as a cult film, if nothing else. When did you know this is giant, this is life-changing?
I had said, because Robert Watts is the production designer, said, production manager, what do you think of this? I said, I think we're on a winner. I had my friend look up all these. He worked in the film department at the museum in Los Angeles. And I said, look up how much.
Oh, back it up just a little bit. You don't have to replay it. Just, no.
Oh, that's a good face.
forward a little bit. If you use the arrow keys, I think it'll go shot by shot.
Say again?
Use the arrow keys, it'll go shot by shot.
Use the arrow keys.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt. Let's go.
Look at the soles on his shoes. Is he trying to make himself taller? Is he a short?
Yeah, he's got like the old man's orthopedics.
Don't hate, 'cause that's what Tom Cruise does, and you guys love Tom Cruise. So don't hate.
I've hung out with Tom Cruise before. He is very short.
But
isn't Tom like 5'3"?
Yeah, he's 5 nothing, right? But I do think Mark Hamill is taller, but those look like the orthopedic, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to help.
Is this what YouTube is freaking devolved into? We're like, man, look at the soles on Mark Hamill shoes. Well, I don't know.
Right,
They're probably just for orthopedic shoes. And you guys are being ageist.
Yeah. Orthopedics.
Don't ever use that word on this channel ever again, Nikki.
Oh wow! Pressing play.
The museum in Los Angeles, and I said, look up how much all the science fiction and fantasy movies made. From the sound era on. And he brought it, and he had read it. I was passing the script around to everybody that wanted to read it because no one cared.
There was no secrecy at that time about the first one.
I said, this is the nuttiest thing. You got to read it. So, and they would say, can I give it to Meredith? Sure.
That didn't happen with Empire Strikes Back.
No. From then on, it was like, then it mattered that we keep it a secret. But I said, this is going to outgrow Planet of the Apes. And I meant the original one. Because it wound up costing a little around 9, so it'd have to make 18 plus 4.5. So I said,
he's talking about A New Hope.
Easy.
Yeah, he's talking about Star Wars and what they were thinking about. Would there be a return on investment, or what would happen? And he was a big proponent of the thing taking off from the very beginning.
Yeah.
God bless him. And he ended up, and again, the comparison was the original Planet of the Apes. Can you imagine? Right? But it's 1977. That makes sense.
He was an incredibly handsome young man.
Dude, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I said something mean. But...
To break even.
They were all pretty. All three of them. Him, Harrison, and Carrie. They were the prettiest trio. My goodness, just gorgeous.
I said, this might even make 35 or 40. And I was hoping that would happen because if it was a hit, then we got to make the sequel. So that's what I was hoping would happen.
Wow. What was it like to see your face everywhere on lunch boxes and goodness?
Well, I love all that kind of stuff. I was the one that would say, hey, you guys, I'm a mask on the back of this box of cereal. And Harrison's like, whatever. He didn't care. Carrie sort of enjoyed it, I think, more than Harrison. But, it was just one of those things. Because when I was a kid, I loved these. Listen, if I had not gotten the part, I would have been there first day, first show. This is just really in my wheelhouse. I love this kind of thing. So it was great fun.
Do you have other things on your list that you say I'd love to do?
I don't have anything where I go, I've got to do X, Y, or Z. No.
It seems that you spent so much time building this whole life away from Star Wars. And then in 2015, Luke comes back.
Well, I said to him, well, Harrison's never going to do it because, he's so successful on his own. And that would give me an out if I didn't want to do it. But then when I heard he accepted, I thought, oh, it's like being drafted. Can you imagine if I said no?
Oh my
I'd be the most hated
God.
man in nerddom.
He did not just say that.
Dude, he wasn't going to do it. He was like, oh, no, I'm safe. He's like,
it's like being
Harrison will never
drafted.
do it. He was like, oh, shit. And he said, yeah, I can say no now.
That's why I say,
God.
like, as much as I'm starting to dislike Mark Hamill as a person, what was he going to do? Like, people hated what he did with Last Jedi. He could have walked away. Well, fans would have been pissed at him because fans wouldn't have known what he was walking away
An
from.
extraordinary life. Well lived.
A little bit more. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm kind of like, oh. Oh, that was it. That was the end of it. That was
I would have been there first.
Yeah, we won't go back to the beginning. Right. They go on to the next segment. So what did y'all think? I mean, as Nikki said, putting his politics to the side.
He's a fuck.
Anytime
I separate the art from the artist. Oh
yeah, right. But
yeah,
but just hearing and seeing him here, in this interview, I'm like, wow. I mean, it's just fascinating to me.
Well, people like to cite his comments about The Last Jedi and how he fundamentally disagrees or whatever. I go even further back than that. he talks about when Force Awakens was a thing, he got in shape, he was working out, he was getting ready for that movie, and he's like, and then I only show up at the end for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So he's been complaining
He
from
was
the
he
start.
was getting ready to be Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker,
Well,
Jedi Grandmaster.
He does talk about that in the same interview. He's like, well, you know, but he just loves the character, right? He just loves what it all means. And
Yeah,
you
so do we.
You know, he walking around and people just approaching him, telling how much, you know, Luke Skywalker and him as Luke Skywalker changed their life or got them through this, that, or whatever. And he's like, you know, in the same interview, he's like, well, you know, I never thought I was going to be remembered for anything. He's like, and look what I'm remembered for. I'm remembered for one of the coolest and the best pop icons of all time.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not be all about that? It's just.
And I see Siler in the chat saying, you know, separating the art from the artist is cope. No, it's not. I mean, the same thing goes for like Gina Carano. A bunch of Democrats hated Gina Carano because she was a Republican and the views that she had. So be the better person. Like, instead of canceling her and getting her off of Twitter, enjoy the art, not the artist. So you have to be the bigger person in that situation. Realize that you're on the losing side, and separate the art from the artist.
Same thing with Ezra Miller in the Flash movie. I
didn't see it.
I can't. Oh, I haven't. I wasn't going to pay to see that.
So-
I feel like that's
either,
a special exception.
This is such an interesting conundrum, right? Because
I hate that guy.
Yeah,
the whole notion of being unable to separate the art from the artist was born of the age of social media. So I don't know what timestamp we put on that, right? And that last 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many years, right? But for all of time until social media, we always separated the art from the artist. You know why?
Yeah,
because
we
didn't
never
know
heard from him.
anything about the artist.
Well, remember Jane Fonda and her whole communist
Well,
BS? Nobody stopped watching her stuff, is my point. They're like, you know, she's crazy, but whatever.
You actually picked, you know, one of those rare examples where you had an act of genuine activism that kind of bled into it because it was
massively publicized.
It
Yeah,
was newsworthy, right? Even in those days. But generally speaking, this whole,
I
whether
still
it's
think
Ezra
she
Miller,
should have been hung.
whether it's
publicly,
Kevin Spacey or Ezra Miller or any of these other ones, you know, that have gotten
For
their
crying out loud, they canceled Aziz Ansari because he was just a weirdo. He didn't even do anything wrong, but because he was like a weirdo on a date, he got canceled. And people don't watch his stuff anymore.
And for me and Nick, it's Bill Cosby is a great example.
Yeah,
right? I mean, Bill Cosby, you know, he was such a staple of our.
I watch the Cosby Show all the time.
Same.
And then the spinoff, A Different World. Watch that.
bro. That's a little different. That's like a Jane Fonda type thing. Like, we don't do the R word to people, and we're not a treasonous whore. You know, there are two things.
Liz, my only point is it's become for a lot of folks, right? It's become very difficult to separate the art from the artist because of social media and because of the fact that they're so accessible now in ways.
Social media killed the celebrity. That's my opinion on it.
100%. 100%. All right, so we're gonna hit this 2 minutes and 42 seconds. We did Mark Hamill. We got to do Harrison Ford. Nick, you've got the links being posted because I can do.
So Jedi Master, Grandmaster members, if you're not a Jedi Master or Grandmaster and you want to come on the show, you can always upgrade your membership. And if you go to the community page on the YouTube channel, you will see the link to join. I'm posting it now. It is now posted, and we're going to go through this, and then after we finish, we will hit any super chats that are out there, and then we'll start bringing people in.
2 minutes and 42 seconds. Harrison Ford. Excuse the KK. She's going to be here. Excuse the KK.
Ooh, look. Let's go.
But that can't be your car. It must be your mama's car.
God, it was so
Get
hot.
struck for that music.
Yeah, pause it.
You're getting struck for that. You might have already gotten struck.
Oh,
for that
Symphony of the Devil. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep going. We'll keep going.
Oh my God, a man. Ooh, a man.
Can you just mute the first part while the music's going?
I don't remember. I'm muted. I don't remember how much. I'll mute it and we can watch the words. Is that okay? Because I think the music goes the whole time. So watch the words.
Okay. Can you talk like Harrison Ford X-Wing?
Yeah.
He was so hot.
For a regular guy.
It's kind of in
He's
the
every
background.
man.
Let me talk.
How do I look?
I grew up with Batman on my TV. Those films that you can just watch over and over
Playing in
and
the background
over
should be fine.
again.
Yeah.
He's one in a million.
I think you just can't bear to let a gorgeous guy like me out of your sight.
He could throw off one-liners without a problem.
No
Frank
ticket.
Marshall, your
He
wife's
was very
son.
likable.
Me? Yeah.
What's puzzling
Frankie and
you?
Jones. The most important thing we did was the casting of that man to play that role. In my mind, this series would not have been as successful as it was if it were not for Harrison Ford.
I always thought I could have been a young Indiana Jones.
When you find a really
Give me
talented
some
actor,
stubble.
it makes a big difference, and you want to use him whenever you can.
Mike was in picture.
I called George Lucas and I said, he's right under our nose.
It's Harrison.
Harrison
Ford.
Oh, shut up, Kathy.
That's something from the very beginning of Indiana Jones we thought was important, to allow the audience to see his fear, see the mystery, see the excitement.
We face the challenges he faced.
Get back! He was imprinted on me after the first Star Wars and Raiders. To have a chance as a director to collaborate with Harrison as Indiana Jones is beyond thrilling.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
You get emotional, even just to see Harrison, after so many years performing the character and still being there.
Oftentimes when you're sitting in a room saying, we need to find another Harrison Ford, you can't find him. He doesn't exist.
You
They
tried
refer to
to.
him when they're referring to a particular kind of actor. So when they say Harrison Ford type, I guess that you've become an icon.
I love him.
It's been such an adventure on behalf of all the fans. You mean the world to us. Thank you.
And I must say to you, thank you sincerely. It means the world to me.
He's crying over that $20 million check.
Yeah.
So I know there was a little Dial of Destiny there, but I saw 2 minutes and I love him. I mean,
that just
love him.
tears at my heart, man.
I like Harrison. I do like him, but he is not a Han Solo fan, and he's all about that money too.
Yeah.
I think at first he was a Han Solo fan, and that's why he wanted him to die, to give his character like a heroic send off. But then after a while, it's like, bro, please, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so Nick, before we hit the pop-ins, let's just the end of the chat. At the end of we got almost 200 votes on the poll. Didn't change much. 56% on Luke Skywalker, 25%
let me end
on
that.
Anakin, and 19% on other.
Well, Luke Skywalker's the winner here on the EBN Saturday Night Livestream.
I'll run it on mine too, and then
All right.
we'll see if there's any difference.
It's probably gonna be more Anakin on your stream.
Probably, yeah.
Because you got more of the prequel babies.
It's kind of
over
like
there.
when you go on Jeremy's stream and you ask if you're a Trump or a DeSantis fan, everybody's going to say Trump kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Meatball.
All right, wait. So Nick, I'm going to play the little. We have a little thing we can play. I'm going to play the little thing, and
All
then
right.
we'll do the. I always forget to play this thing. You probably know this thing exists. Where did it go? It's the pop-ins thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, do we got any super chats?
Oh, we do. You know what? Shoot, we have one. I think.
Let's
LR
hit those,
Dice.
and then I have to boot scoot out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll also X-Wing.
I'll be taking off with X-Wing, so he's not starting
Okay.
late night alone.
Right.
LR
Thanks,
Dice.
Iggy.
LR Dice for $10, and this is for Matt Rissman. What is it? I don't know what
Praying
it is.
hands.
Praying hands.
Praying hands. I didn't know my rank was off. By the way.
Oh, he's talking about his membership.
Well,
yeah, because
thank you
he
for
just
finding that.
joined back tonight. Good to have you back, Victor. Hopefully you will be able to make Icon next year in Nashville. We're going to try to make it a huge event, like the first year, but bigger. So we'll try to get a lot of people out there.
All right. I found what I was looking for, Nick, and I see
All
we've
right.
got a few folks popped
Yep.
in the back. So here we go. Okay, go before I play it. Sorry, I was very quick on the clicking. Go.
Nikki, say your goodbyes, promote anything you want to promote, anything you want to say, and we'll let you guys exit out.
I'm not good at promoting, but Salty Inferno. See you there. Okay.
We got the salty. We got the salty. We can put the salty in the chat. We can do it.
Blah blah blah. Subscribe. Blah blah blah.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Ronnie.
X-Men.
What?
Go ahead.
Plug yourself before we leave, dude.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't ready. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a late night stream here at 7 o'clock, 9 minutes from now. Do not leave this stream until they are done and over with, please. But yeah, we're going to do the late night Star Wars stream with Nikki and Moff Rissman whenever he is relieved. We're going to be continuing the conversation. You know, I had a bunch of plans for tonight about stuff with news and things like that, but I kind of want to dive into the Jedi conversation. Like, it feels good. Like I'm like, that's real Star Wars conversation again. It feels good. So we may dive into that, and then we'll sprinkle in some news here and there. But yeah, that's going to be it. Nick, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, bro.
Brother.
Anytime I get to come home to Echo Base Network, I love it. I adore it. And there are so many people in the chat who are content creators as well. Please, I know those links pop up and you guys are like, oh yeah, it's another link. Click on it, subscribe to it. It's free. You've got a bunch of amazing content creators here who make a bunch of good stuff that are way undervalued.
Yeah,
so
it's
on
free
them.
to sub. Go sub to X-Wing, go sub to Nikki, and go sub to all the other great content creators we got. In chat
there's
here.
just a load of good people. Echo Base is a home to so many amazing content creators. So thank you so much. I love you guys.
See you guys.
Right.
Thank
See you, Nikki.
See you later.
Nick.
Thanks,
Love
Nick.
y'all.
Bye.
See you
Bye,
later.
guys.
All right, Nick, I'm gonna play it now.
All right, now you
ready?
can play it.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Nick, I'll be right back. I need to take a bio break. I'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? Pop-ins on EBN.
Not much.
Glad you guys jumped in. Literally, you guys can talk about whatever you want to tonight. We'll just go around. Also, tomorrow, for anybody that's not a master member that's in the stream now, the link is on the community page on YouTube if you want to jump in. But tomorrow, I am going to be doing a members-only stream for everybody and just chit-chatting with all members tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But let's go ahead and start off with, as we always do, ladies first. Mama Bear, Debbie Young, what's going on?
Same old. I went and saw Mission Impossible for the second time today.
Oh, that was good enough to see it twice.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. I've not seen it yet.
It's very good. I won't give any spoilers out. Seeing it the first time was very good. Seeing it the second time, you pick up all those things you don't see the first time. And it was both times it was in a almost full theater. I've also seen Indiana Jones twice, and the same thing goes there. Both times were almost in a full theater. It was a smaller one, but they've had good crowds where I work for those movies. And the same to be said for Sound of Freedom, which I took my youngest son, Kevin, to. You guys met him at the first meeting.
Yes.
He really enjoyed seeing that Sound of Freedom. And I saw that one twice when I took him. The other time I went by myself. Lots of good movies coming out. Oppenheimer comes out next week. we're gonna have the was it the Open Arby or the Barrenheimer specials.
All right,
People are
yeah.
buying tickets for both and seeing them both like on the same day. But Oppenheimer's a long movie. Barbie's a shorter one. So, but that's going to be a big movie to see. So, come on in.
Awesome. Anything else been going on with you?
Feeling better than I did this time last week. That's for sure.
Well, that's good.
Yep. And, just, catching up both you on your two channels, yours and Coach's, trying to give you guys some time, trying to listen to Tron some on his, keeping up with him.
Yep, Tron's doing good. Tron's doing good.
Yep. And I have one thing to say about the writer's strike.
Okay.
I think that the reason the actors are into it now is I think that may help them get it taken care of sooner. That's what I think that's about.
Well, this is the first time there's been a writers and actors strike since, was it 1980 or something like that?
Yeah, I think that they feel if they get in there, that might get the negotiations going better and maybe end it sooner, because it's going to be very dull.
You know,
find yourself getting a lot more company.
I think the actors haven't struck since 1963.
Yeah,
yeah. And they haven't well, they were both on strike at the same time in sometime early 80s.
Okay, so I saw a soundbite that said something about 1963 on the.
I think the thing is that actor strike has not lasted more than like 2 days since back then.
Okay.
Well, I think we're in for a lot more than 2 days on this.
And that's a fact.
My quick hot take on it is Clifton 3D set it perfect right here. Here it is. Let Hollywood burn. That's my feeling on it.
Amen.
Like there's so much content and shows out there that I still haven't watched or gotten to, and what we've been getting has been garbage, minus some stuff like Mario was good. It looks like Mission Impossible looks good to me. I haven't seen it yet.
I liked it. It was solid. It was solid.
We got Sound of Freedom, which was amazing. So we've gotten some good stuff, but all the supposed blockbuster movies to me have been just trash. AI might as well have written the whole thing. So I really do not care about this writers or actors strike. Let the studios go bankrupt. Let all the actors have to go get real jobs and come back to reality of the real world everybody else lives in for all care.
I don't. That's a hot take, Nick. I don't.
It is a hot take.
That's like a piping hot take.
That is a hot take. I don't give two F's about this writer and actor strike. Let them all stay on strike. And the only thing that I was looking forward to that I'm disappointed about is Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing else that's coming out that I'm excited for.
There's House of the Dragon season 2.
That may be still early because the equity actors.
Yeah, the UK guys don't have to strike.
But I think Nick, if I can, let me editorialize. Let me see if I can editorialize your comments, because I think I know where you're going. The reason why you're not really caring about this is because the stories we've been getting have not been up to snuff, right? They've been mediocre at best, right?
Very.
But when it comes right down to it, if we had a good creative process, right, with stories that were worth watching, for me, actors and storytellers, writers, directors, and all the rest of it, to me, it's an integral part of our pastime, right? On how we spend our off time and how we try and escape. I think what's happened is because it's not been a pleasing experience, we then see them striking and doing these other things. And we're like, oh, well, screw this, right? Who cares? I think is where you're coming from. I would be personally, I'd be crestfallen if, I mean, no more movies, no more TV shows. I mean, how much reality can we have? I have enough reality in my own life. I don't want to watch reality TV too. It's stupid.
The thing is there's probably a lot of shelved projects that they could end up releasing, some indie stuff that we could get. I could get caught up on other stuff. I'm so sick and tired of Hollywood and the actors and the corporate studios.
Hi everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
Angelina.
Good to see you.
We're just going around the room. We let Debbie speak, and we always do ladies first here. So you're actually next in line. Anything that you want to talk about or address, or got a question about, or?
Yeah, just hang on. I have to put my phone on charge, but I can still talk to you. It's my mom's phone, actually. Hi. I'm kind of a little nervous. You know, I've never been on this live thing before, but it's good to see you, Nick. It's good to see you, X-Wing, and it's good to see you, Tron. And it's good to see all of you.
X-Wing, she called me X-Wing. Oh, no. Good to see you.
You ought to be thanking her for that.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is that a compliment? Screw off, Valiant. Who let you in here?
Yeah. So yeah. Don't be nervous. It's fine. We're all just regular old people here. And
hey, you want to hear something crazy? I'm really 20 years old. I know I sound young, but I'm really a 20-year-old woman. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, geez. Yep. So did you have a topic you wanted to hit on, or something you wanted to mention? Or?
Yeah. To be honest, I think the Ahsoka show looks kind of corny. You know, it would have been cool if we saw Rosario Dawson and, you know, CGI like Shakti. You know what I mean? Now that would have been cool. And it would have been done the old George Lucas way.
Yeah, a lot of people are not huge fans of Rosario Dawson's portrayal of Ahsoka, and most of those people come from people that are diehard Clone Wars fans. I didn't watch all Clone Wars. I'm not a huge Ahsoka fan. I thought Rosario Dawson played the part well. I liked her portrayal of it. I know a lot of people don't, but I don't have any, you know, big time connection to the character, so it doesn't really bother me. Her portraying the character and what they did with the character and all that, the stuff that people are not liking, just for me personally, just doesn't bother me. But I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I have a theory. I think I know how Palpatine survived.
And came back in the sequel trilogy?
Yeah, and came back to the sequel trilogy. That wasn't really Palpatine on the Death Star. Somehow he knew Vader would betray him, so he cloned himself. Would that make sense?
I think I heard somebody else talking about that theory. It was probably like maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember. But I think I've heard that before. I've heard somebody mention that. And it could be literally at this point, Disney could make up whatever they want to. But J.J. Abrams, Mystery Box Theater, he's just going to leave it up to your own imagination on how all this stuff ended up happening. There's no explanation needed when it comes to him.
Oh.
But yeah.
Wow. I think you're all awesome. It's really good chatting with you.
Yeah. I'm glad that you came on the show, and I'm glad that I'm guessing this is your first time ever jumping on a live stream.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, awesome. I'm glad that this was the first one that you were able to jump on. Just remember, I'm going to do an all members stream tomorrow, so everybody just be looking in the community chat. I'm definitely going to do it before Valiant stream. Tomorrow it'll be way early in the afternoon, but yeah, thanks for coming by.
Angelina, it's great to see you every week in the live chat. It's so awesome to see you here on the
podcast. Thanks for all your support.
Yeah,
thank
do
you
you
for
think
jumping in,
that they're
being
going
part
to
of the
fire
community.
Kathleen Kennedy? Oh, okay. Do you think they're going to fire Kathleen Kennedy? Do you think it'll save Star Wars and erase the sequels?
Nope.
No, 3 no's.
Nope. I don't. Now that Iger is there till technically 2031 now, right, Valiant?
Yes.
Till 2031 now. I don't think KK is going anywhere unless she wants to unless she's just done and wants to retire and wants to leave, I think she's going nowhere. The sequel trilogy is here to stay. They're not going to retcon it. They're all idiots over there. They don't know what they're doing. They should fire her, and they should completely get rid of the sequel trilogy, cut it out, retcon it, whatever. If I was in charge, that's what I would do, but it's Disney, and they're a bunch of idiots over there. So, no, I don't think the sequel trilogy is going nowhere, unfortunately, and I think KK will leave when she's ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a really big question I ask everybody. You know, it's just out of curiosity, but I know it has nothing to do with Star Wars, but I ask a big question, you know?
Yeah.
All right. The question is, Zorro the Chronicles, the cartoon, do you think they'll release a season 2 of it if you've never seen it? You know, the animated series?
The Chronicles?
Yeah, I know you've probably never seen it, but if you have, you know, I want to know if they'll release season 2. It's a big question, you know?
I have. Do you know? Does
Brandon,
anybody here know what the
about?
Chronicles? I haven't seen
Brandon?
it. I'm not familiar with it.
No idea.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, I was just asking.
Is it on one of the streaming services or?
It's on YouTube. Just look it up.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not sure. I'll check it out after the stream, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to hear something funny. I think Braun looks like Marty from Big Fat Liar, the movie, where he's in the pool and he comes out blue.
Yeah, I saw that when you were typing that in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
All right, Angelina, thanks for popping in. We're gonna pop you out. We'll see you next time, okay?
Yep. Thanks for coming by.
Take care.
Valiant, what's going on?
Just chilling. Spent way too much time in front of Final Fantasy 16 today.
How are you liking it?
I love it. My only complaint about this new iteration is I'm not a big fan of the orchestration, the musical score. I think it's got one of the thinnest, weakest musical scores of any Final Fantasy game I've ever played. It's like they just kind of forgot to do it. I'm thrilled that they pulled in a bunch of the traditional classic Final Fantasy music that's used throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they haven't orchestrated a whole lot for this game. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 had a totally fresh score, start to finish, so much new music in it. Same thing with Final Fantasy 13. Like, this one comes out and it's like they just forgot to do a score. But I'm enjoying it. So, but just real quick to your comments about, you know, Iger and KK, and I'm not on my usual rig, so if I sound a little bit different, that's why.
I say you sound you don't sound.
You sound like you're in a bathroom in a
you don't sound like
restaurant.
Valiant. You sound like a real person, like the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm sitting in the den. I was actually doing some housework. I was watching Event Horizon again, and I was kind of chilling, so I just pulled out the laptop, so that's why. But no, I think look with Iger being renewed, I think the most likely scenario with Kathy, again, let's just look at the facts. I mean, she's 70 years old. She just shot the last wad of Lucasfilm that there was, Indiana Jones. Yeah. There's really nothing left. We've been hearing that her contract, which is up next year in September, it's always a 3-year contract, September, October. Mm-hmm. Renegotiations begin in a couple of weeks in August. And that's actually been reported by the trades as well. I think Variety Magazine had thrown that out there. I think she will never be fired. And I've always been, you know, of that mindset. She will never, ever, ever, ever be fired in the fired sense of the word, the literal sense of the word. She will be, however, most likely just, it's time for you to retire. I think she will most likely serve out the remainder of this contract. She will be 71 years old next year when that contract expires. Yeah. I think what they would put in place between now and then is a very, very graceful, celebratory retirement. There's no reason for her to stick around. I mean, Indiana Jones was what she really wanted. It was in production hell for the better part of a decade.
Oh, yeah.
They finally got it done. It's out. That's what she wanted. That's what she was able to hang around to finish. That may have actually been part of the original contract of sale. Who knows? That Kathy would get to do. a 5th indie movie. Well, now it's done. There's really nothing left. And I think if Iger keeps her around, I think that's just a foolish mistake. I don't think Iger cares for her all that much based on his lack of commentary about her in his own book.
Right.
So it is what it is. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff going around about, well, it's a secret meeting of all these Disney executives running around the halls of Lucasfilm. She's going to be fired last night. Fired today.
Oh yeah,
fired,
10 o'clock last
fired
night.
last Tuesday,
She
and
was
all
going to be fired at 10 o'clock last night.
Don't listen to any of that crap.
Yeah. I heard
the same
it.
meeting they had after Rise of Skywalker, isn't it?
Yeah, 27 times now. So I mean, it's just look. She is going to be exited very gracefully. Wouldn't it all be surprised that if the 2024 Oscars is finally the one where she's up on stage for a Lifetime Achievement Award and all this kind of stuff, because that's absolutely going to happen. It's just, but look, the question is, does it even matter? Does that quote unquote save Star Wars just by virtue of the fact of her leaving? No. Is it something certainly in the right direction? Yeah, that's great. But Disney is a mess from top to bottom.
Yeah.
It's just not going to change anything radically in the near term. Maybe 5 to 10 years from now, could be. But I mean, the Disney board just tipped their hat, telling you what a bunch of failures they are. They've had a year. They still can't have find a successor for Bob Iger, so they just gave up and said, "Yeah, let's renew him again." It's just literally
such a bang up job, though, Valiant.
It is a cacophony of failure at Disney all the way up to the board. Everybody there is incompetent with a few people.
Every division now, including the parks, right, is a failure to. I mean, the parks are underperforming, but everything's a failure. Right there,
it's a mess.
I was saying this on Mr. H reviews, which everybody in chat, if you guys aren't subbed to Mr. H reviews, I do his afternoon streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays over there with him and Tom Connors and Culture Casino. We have a fun time. I love it. But I was saying over there, listening to the whole story in that whole interview with him, just in my mind, I got the Phantom Menace scene in there where they all vote for no confidence for Chancellor of Valorum. You know, I'm like, the shareholders should be revolting.
Well, something is certainly revolting. Nick, you had revolting, right?
And I'm sorry, I just realized that the computer was picking up the microphone from my earbuds, so I'm hoping this sounds a little bit better.
Oh, now you sound a lot better. Yeah, you sound better.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
It instead of picking up the microphone on the MacBook, it was picking up.
You
the
sound
earbuds.
like me on my old microphone. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, look, it's we don't know where this is going to go. Nothing radical is going to change overnight. And I know when she does finally leave, there'll be a lot of celebration. But
by us,
Coach has said this so many times. If the ultimate goal is fixing Star Wars, then just Kennedy leaving is not going to make that happen in and of itself. Right? So, man, I wish the franchise the best, but it's going to be a while, folks. We're going to get a lot of junk. I mean, Ahsoka, people looked at the trailer. I looked at the trailer, and honestly, I was like,
the Force is
meh.
female.
Yeah, it was kind of meh. And I mean, and what's after Ahsoka? The Acolyte, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
They all
Skeleton Crew's first. Okay. So Skeleton Crew, I haven't seen anything on that yet, really.
Space Goonies.
Yeah. I mean, I love Jude Law. I mean, that's the only thing that has me excited
I
for
like
it.
Jude Law.
And I mean,
I hope Jude Law.
Yeah, that's that exactly, Moff. I mean, that's it. It's like I watch it for him as long as the rest of the show doesn't suck. But then you got the Acolyte, which is the total girl power show that's going to be out within the next year. It looks like they said 24. So I mean, it's in post production now. We'll probably see a full blown trailer. It would surprise me if we get a teaser trailer during Ahsoka and then maybe a full blown trailer with Skeleton Crew. When's Skeleton Crew come out?
Well, so that's a great question. When is anything now going to come out? So Skeleton Crew was supposed to come out in 2024, but who knows? Maybe Skeleton Crew in 2024 and now Acolyte in 2025, because we're in this weird situation now where everything got paused. Andor 2 wasn't finished yet.
Oh no! Acolyte finished 2 weeks before the strike started.
No, I hear you, but because everything else is getting backed up, they're not going to release just because it's finished. They're going to hold it.
Because they're going to want stuff that they can release while we're not getting anything.
We probably won't get Acolyte now until 2025, I would imagine.
Well, so that's I have a question.
The problem now is 24. They're already buying. Disney's already announced they're fine. They have just bought, or they're fixing to buy, or in the process right now of still buying a whole ton of K-dramas. They're buying stuff out of Korea to put on Disney Plus, which is really hot right now, and that might. If every studio starts doing that, that's really going to screw the WGA and SAG because those shows are stupid popular. Look at the biggest shows on Netflix.
You see my face? You see this face? I'm completely shocked that they're doing that. Oh wait, no, I'm not.
So I get what you're saying, right? They're going to fill in other content. All I'm saying is their live action Star Wars content is Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte. Nothing else is finished. And because of the strike, they're not going to be able to finish Andor 2. So I don't think they're going to give us both of Skeleton Crew and Acolyte now in 2024, because then they're in a deficit for what they can give us in 2025 and forward. So I think they're going to stretch it out.
I see what you're saying, but of course, we don't also know how long this is going to persist.
True.
If we're talking about 3 to 6 months, they can get over that. They can fill the void. And honestly, Matt, I don't know where is Skeleton Crew in the process of production?
I think it's all done. I think
it's done. Okay,
totally finished.
Probably done and edited.
I haven't followed that one. I don't know.
No, I think if they wanted to release Skeleton Crew tomorrow, they could.
Okay.
Same thing with Acolyte, you think?
Acolyte is not finished. Acolyte is not finished.
No.
Acolyte is completely finished with principal photography. It went into post-production, editing, visual effects, CGI about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So that's going to be finished because the post-production process is not impacted by the Writers Guild or the Screen Actors Guild. Any show that had completed or completed principal photography before the strike started is going to go on. They're going to put that out. That's going to happen. It's the ones that were in pre-production or had just started principal photography, maybe things of that nature. Those are the shows that are in jeopardy. So like what Matt pointed out with Andor 2, all that kind of stuff, or Mando season 4. I don't know where they were in the process of that.
It's just written, right? So
yeah. Didn't Katie Sackhoff make a comment about people were confused like which show they were working on because they were doing concurrent shooting for Ahsoka and something else? I thought it was Mando season 4, but maybe not.
So no, it was between Mando 3, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew, right? There was some confusion there. I'm totally with you. And my whole thing is we don't know what else they're working on because they didn't announce any more series. So the only series that we know that we have out there, Ahsoka, which is coming, of course. Mm-hmm. Then we've got Skeleton Crew, which is finished, Acolyte, which they're now doing all the post stuff. Then Andor 2, not quite done from a from a filming perspective, but then there was going to be a whole year of post, and so that was going to be August 2024 anyway. And so, okay, fine, that'll be in 2025. We get it. And then it's kind of like Bad Batch season 3. They did finish all the acting with that, so they could give us an animated something. Tales of Jedi season 2, they could give us that, although I don't think they started. They're giving us more Jedi Young Adventures. But we don't even know what other series they were trying to work on, right? Everything else was the movie business. These movies. So that's why
there will be no movies out in 25.
Well, no,
not if this drags on. No,
and there was never going to be 2 movies in the same year anyway.
No.
If there was even going to be
I didn't
coming out.
No, you're right, Matt. They never would have put 2 Star Wars movies in the same year. But what they did was, because I've had a lot of questions about that on my channel too. What all studios do, they book windows at theaters years in advance for tentpoles. So, Universal, Paramount, Disney, they all kind of know what their schedule is. Like Universal and Paramount know, hey, we're going to put out one horror movie sometime in February, March. We're going to put out another horror movie around September, October. We're going to put out a tent pole in the summer. We're going to put out a tent pole around Thanksgiving or Christmas. So they book all of these things years in advance. So even though you look at a schedule and it says untitled Star Wars movie in May and untitled Star Wars movie in December in the same year, that's not going to happen. They're going to move one. They're just holding the slot because they don't want another studio coming in and bagging that weekend if they bail.
Yeah. No, I think you would agree with this, right? If you're Disney and you're gonna put your money on any movie in any slot, put another Avatar movie should be the one, right? If you're trying to piss around between the next Star Wars movie or giving it,
you're at the mercy of James Cameron for that one because it's James Cameron is the one who owns that. Disney doesn't have any control or say over those things apart from they have the distribution contract.
Well, no, all I'm saying is there was going to be that December 2025 slot, and they jockeyed that around to give that slot. So I'm like, that makes perfect sense to me. Personally, I'd rather go out in the theater and see that Avatar movie than I would go out and see the Rey movie, right? So give me that.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, if you're Disney right now and you want to make sure you have Star Wars content in the pipeline, you are booking every Korean, Japanese, French, whatever animations production house, and you're going to have them make your work. That's why Illumination movies like Super Mario Brothers and all this cost $100 million, and Pixar trash cost $200 because Illumination is done in France. That's where Illumination Studios is. Disney wants to do everything in California where it costs twice as much. So if Disney's smart right now, and I think Iger, this is what they're looking at, they're going to start moving a lot of this. You know what? We don't want to deal with this crap anymore. We're not just not going to do business in California with these California people anymore. We're going to do stuff over here and stuff over here so that if y'all pull this crap again, it's going to be like, all right, no problem. Let's go to plan B. And they push a button,
But is he doing this to address the money or the quality of what Disney's putting out?
Money.
That's not just money. Like, you don't think he has this in mind at all? Like the quality of what's coming out?
They haven't put any quality out since they bought Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
No, so the money's all they're looking at.
So family, let me just
Rogue One was good.
Let me break in for a second. I'm gonna bounce.
Yep. Matt, thanks for everything you do, brother. Thanks for
be safe.
Being here tonight and helping out with the stream while Coach is on vacation. And we'll see you this next Thursday.
Much love to y'all. Thanks
later,
for being here as always. See you next week. Y'all take care.
See you,
love
Matt.
See you, Matt.
Take care. Bye, Tron.
God bless.
Bye,
see you, buddy.
See you, Darth.
All right. We're gonna move along here. I think every time somebody exits, it gets mixed up.
I got to run too because I got to go record something with Pro here in a few minutes. I just wanted to hop in while I had about.
Are you streaming?
Silence. Users. Tron is trying to speak.
Go ahead, Tron.
What's up?
Hey fam, hope you're all well. Lately I am little sore from disability stuff, but I will manage. I'm just here to force push my good vibes and smiles. I'm with X-Wing on the Jedi stuff. I gotten the new Transformers The Rise of the Beast, and they did good on the bots dialogue. Tonight my keyboard just shot a while because my drool, which sucks. If y'all can help, I would be appreciated. I finished my monetized confirmation stuff, so there's a big check coming thanks to Renegade. End of line.
Nice.
Absolutely. Oh man, don't look, Tron. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. Don't thank me. Look, man, you put in the hours. You did this. You built this up. I was happy to send a crew your way after an impromptu show since you'd gotten monetized, just to get you a whole bunch of first super chats. But I mean, you got to where you are because you've put the work in. You get up every day, you game stream, whether you're feeling good or not. And you should take all credit for this. This is all you do.
So.
Yep, 100%. Congrats, Sean. Congrats. Well,
right,
well
folks.
deserved. All right,
I gotta
Valiant,
run because I gotta record with Pro in a few minutes.
Yep,
So,
yep.
have a good night, folks.
I'm gonna hit you up later on after I get off. I'll text you before I call you. Make sure you're free.
Text me, and if you can, if you want to hop on the live show tomorrow, Nick, holler at me.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right, dude. See y'all.
All right.
Take care. Have a
See
good
you
night.
later.
Be safe.
See you,
Take care.
Valiant. All right, Brandon, the anime guy. What's going on, brother?
Well, Nick, it has been way too long, my friend.
Yeah,
How the
it
hell
has.
are you?
Doing good, doing good. Just getting through our Saturday night live stream. Gonna do a member stream tomorrow. Probably jump over on Valiant stream. Just hanging out, man. Just living life.
Interesting. Well, that's good that you're living life and you're doing good. As it's been too long since I was able to pop in here when you're actually here. And
Yeah.
I do have a solution for the dearth of entertainment coming from the West. And that is, of course, to turn east, which it sounds like Disney's trying to do with a bunch of the Korean drama and comedies.
Yeah.
But a good problem to have, just as an illustration. This season alone, for the new anime season, I've started off with 24 shows, and I've got 18 that are better than average. So I don't lack for any of that. So yeah. So I got my own set of fun to do and watching and reviewing and talking about it. But that's me. That's my thing. But
yeah, I was talking to my nephew last night, and I called him, and he was right in the middle of finishing up one of his anime shows. That's literally all he watches.
Yeah, and that's the way it's become for me, because they're on the most literal of senses. There is nothing being produced by a Western studio of either any interest or any consequence that isn't so full of crap that I'm willing to take the time to do. At least not now. Sound of Freedom is an exception, but then again, that's not an American production. That is a Colombian production. And those, my fellow, my friends down in South America, they don't F around with things like that. And I'm so glad that it is doing what it's doing. And I actually did have a member chat that I sent in that I wanted Moff Rissman to see, because it is the truth. It is the truth. And the truth is Revan and Bastila are the best.
Oh,
And
yeah,
here's why.
I see it here. Yeah, you sent, why is Revan the best? Either a Sith or Jedi. He has Bastila? Bastila?
Yep.
He has love. She loves him either way, which the Jedi and Sith frowned upon. This is why he didn't fail. And the thing is, I don't know that storyline.
That's a shame.
It's a video game.
I might agree with you if I knew it. My opinion is literally based on just the prequels and the OG trilogy.
I can help you with that, because it came out 20 years ago this week, something like that. I remember getting the game right when it first came out. I would play it from 8 p.m. at night when I got done with work until 8 a.m. in the morning. So sundown to sun up for a week straight to get through the game. The story, especially in the first one, it was at that time vastly superior to the prequel stuff, and a lot of publications at the time called out George Lucas for the dearth that was the prequel trilogy. Now, with time passing, it has of course become better overall, but what really separated KOTOR, besides the time frame that it's in, is the enemy, Revan, the Sith Lord, the most powerful of Sith Lords. And the whole possibility of, can somebody as powerful and as menacing as Revan be turned or be redeemed? And depend upon how you played it, the answer is yes and no. So canonically, with the novels that have been done with the Star Wars Online, they did make Revan a male. And then for the sequel game, there's the Outcast, who was basically, for the term, an acolyte, we'll say, but a follower of Revan, and followed him into the Mandalorian Wars. He is actually a she, so one of the canonical characters within that realm, Revan is male, and the Outcast is female. But the difference between them, the Outcast, what makes that story of the KOTOR 2 extra special, is the ability to voluntarily separate yourself from the Force completely and survive. That's where the Jedi Order at the time failed. They didn't think that could be done. And because of that, the Republic at the time was on the verge of collapse. And of course it has 3 of the best Sith Lords ever. Darth Sion, Darth Nihilus, and Darth Traya. I'm going to tell you right now, Nick. You've got to at the very least watch, not necessarily watch a playthrough, but watch all the cutscenes put together for the first game as a movie.
Isn't that like 3 or 4 hours long?
Probably.
Yeah.
Let me think here. It took me about 30 hours to beat it, but if you stick mostly with the main stuff and just focus on most of the main interactions between Revan and the main characters and not some of the side characters, it could be cut down a little bit.
Looks like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Okay. All right.
But it is so worth it. And I said the second game was rushed. It was out 18 months after the first one. And in Obsidian, they couldn't, they had to cut way too much. But if you get the second game, get the restored content that the wonderful people that tinker with games well past the expiration date from the developers themselves, you can restore all the stuff that was lost, get the story to actually make complete sense, and actually get the full breadth and scope of what BioWare was going for, and then what Obsidian finished. So, that is Star Wars to me. That is the most primal, the most visceral Star Wars. And I will forever, to my dying day, hold that as the best Star Wars in any format that we have ever received.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to do because I've heard that from so many people. I got to find the time to do it.
And it's hard to find the time. Trust me, I know. Yeah. I know the feeling. Well, trying to run my channel, little one-man operation over here.
The mechanics are weird.
Trying to stream 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Trying to do daily content if I can. It's hard. It takes a lot of time. Plus, I still want to try and play games. Then I have to quote unquote have to hang out with the family, but that they take priority. So.
Yeah. So before we move on, Brandon, if for anybody in chat that's interested in checking out some good anime, what would you tell somebody to start with?
Oh yeah, I got
what
one.
show?
I got one.
Go Rockley, go for it.
Fist of the North Star.
Oh, absolutely.
Classic. Or you can watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
that's another good one.
Yep.
Man, we going back to the 80s Transformers movie.
Oh I've seen that. That's great. Yeah.
All those are excellent.
Excellent, because my uncle, Nick and everybody else, he grew up in the 80s, so he introduced me to great anime, man. Great anime from the 80s.
And I see some most excellent recommendations in the chat.
Heck yeah.
And really, it really depends upon the type of show you like. That's what makes anime so unique as let's say an art form. Let's just classify it as an art form.
Mm-hmm.
You can have everything from your extremely naughty, raunchy comedies to the most straight-laced of suspense, to the most farcical of comedies, to the most wonderful of love stories. They all exist, and each and every season we typically get all of it. As I said, this season alone, there's like 70 total television or streaming only shows that started, either returning seasons, completely brand new shows, etc. And of those, I can't watch most of the returns because I haven't seen the prior seasons. Star Blazers, if you want to go real old school, that, Robotech, those are the granddaddies of those specific styles. And of course, if you like the stuff that's a little more edgy and takes the first movie, especially Akira, you have to pay attention to.
Classic. Akira's classic.
I really like the Castlevania series on Netflix.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if you would consider that anime.
It's in the style. It's done by an art house that is adjacent to it, but technically, since it is not done by a Japanese creative team, it's technically not anime, not in that form. But it is definitely of much higher quality than anything that has been coming out of, let's say, Cartoon Network for, let's say, the past 10 years or so. That whole CalArts art style, someone needs to take my size 13 boot and have it shoved straight up their ass. That drives me crazy. It's so ugly.
You know what's a good anime? Berserk. Like, because that's actually inspired Castlevania. Berserk, but like they kind of messed it up with the anime, with this new. They just should have. I would have kept it like the '90s version, man. Just updated it a little bit. This little 3D
Berserk
anime. What are you doing, man?
Me and Coach are huge Dragon Ball Z fans. Like,
okay,
so
in that case,
I've seen
silence.
all of them.
Users, Tron is trying to speak.
Do it. Go ahead, Tron.
Sorry to interruption, but I need to go relax. Much
Have a good
love,
night.
everyone.
Have a good night, Tron.
Good Tron. Congrats to you, my friend.
Everybody,
I'm so glad you made it.
If you're not subbed to Tron, go sub to his channel. Mods put links in the chat for Tron's channel. Good to see you, buddy.
And I have to go too.
All right.
I love all you guys.
Good night.
Well, God bless you, Deborah. Have a good night.
Tomorrow at, you said 4:00, Nick?
I gotta find out. I'm gonna call Valiant. I'll post on the community page what time I'm gonna do it. Probably later tonight. So just check the community page for the time. But yeah, I'm gonna do a members only stream to tomorrow.
Okay. See y'all then. Love everybody. Y'all take care. Be safe.
Bye. See you, Debbie.
Take care of yourself.
Oh, Nick, guys, you know what's another good anime? Watch Goblin Slayer. Man. Oh man, that's a good Nick, check it out, bro. It's good. Oh man.
I think I've heard of that one because my nephew, he was telling me about like the one he was watching last night was some show called Bleach.
That's oversaturated. It's all right.
Yeah. Here's the single biggest problem with a lot of specific types of shows, especially ones where the manga has gone for, let's say, decades or close to decades.
Yeah, just kill it off.
Yeah, the animes typically are either running concurrently and they include too much stuff that's not in the manga, or they get canceled before they can complete it. And unfortunately, Bleach suffers from that. But as far as what I would recommend, let me give you some examples of some modern stuff over the past year that I have watched to its entirety that I would recommend to everybody.
Cool.
If you want a good isekai or a story where a person gets taken from our world through whatever means to another world. Yeah. So we've got several, but my two favorites would have to be for something that's more, let's say, TV-14 light TVMA would be Reincarnated as a Sword.
Yep, Reincarnated as a slime or sword, same thing.
Reincarnated as a Sword for sure.
Classic.
And then the second one would be Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. That is heavy TVMA.
Talk amongst yourselves. Somebody just rang my doorbell. I'll be right back.
The doorbell rang, and who is it? It is me, Mr. Anderson.
As long as it's not breaking and entering, I think we'll be okay.
So not some weirdo.
Also, anime guy. That's just, I'm pretty sure you watch this anime. It's about a girl that got she's like, I say she's 14, and she ran away from home, and she was like, I guess she was sleeping like over a stranger's house. One guy it's very serious. It's like 12 episodes, but she got taken in by someone else, and he saw her as a daughter because other guys was using her, like kind of like they were just using her, taking her and having sex with her. It's a very good anime. Man, it's 12 episodes.
There's a lot of stuff that's in that range where it's only 12 episodes long, and some shows
the best, man.
can pull off a whole entire, let's say, story arc or series with only the 12. But as far as other stuff that I've seen that I would recommend, if you want something that's funny and a little bit out there, this season I have been enjoying Reborn as a Vending Machine. I Now Wander the Dungeon. It sounds weird because it is a little weird, but it works. It's funny. And then this season I've also been thoroughly enjoying the one episode that's shown anyways it's a show called Helk. Now, basic premise. Human world, demon world. The hero of the human world defeats the king of the demon world. In return, the demon realm, the 4 generals, they decide to have a tournament to crown a new demon lord. Enter Helk, a level 99 hero human who enters this tournament, and after he defeats most of the people in the preliminary rounds, he's asked by an interviewer, "Why are you doing this?" And his response, "I hate all humans. They all deserve to die," but the way he says it's like, "I hate all humans. Let's go kill them all!" Oh, it is so hilarious. It's a good one. So I've been enjoying those two. As I said, if you like the more raunchy comedy, there's a show called Tenparu, which translated means temple. You'll have to do some lookup of that. There's My Tiny Senpai. Basically, think of it as an office comedy where things happen. For those that know, it would be like a Uzaki-chan in The Office. So, then we've got
Vinland Saga.
What was that one?
Vinland Saga.
Oh, Vinland Saga was so good. Most animes typically don't take place outside of Japan, but the ones that do are typically top-notch superior. Vinland Saga is one of them, taking place during the time of the Viking fleets invading and conquering parts of England and the various wars that happened with that. Yeah, that is so good.
Well, that's kind of true. So it takes place just before the rule of King Canute in the first Viking,
and it shows
first Viking king of England.
Yeah, it shows how he comes to power. Yeah.
You mean?
I haven't done the second season yet, but
the second season is
he's the female-looking one with all the plate armor.
Yeah, he's the fair one.
Fair one, yeah, that's a very apt description.
And I won't spoil it for anybody, but it's definitely worth the watch, especially if you're wanting something that's not set in Japan. The other one that I would highly recommend to do is Hellsing Ultimate, of course, because that's the persona and the character that I take upon myself. So for me, that one's a 10, and there's only 10 episodes, and they're all close to an hour each. But there really is no wrong answer. There's always something for everybody. There's so much that I can't keep up with it. I said I didn't want to have this many shows for the summer because I wanted to get through some of my back catalog.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
I know.
It's you have a bunch of stuff to watch.
Well,
you know what? There's a brand new anime on Netflix, but it's on all the anime websites. It's about this zombie. This guy wakes up and it's like a zombie apocalypse. Very weird, but it's cool, man. It's very popular right now. Everybody's it's so good, man. Oh wow.
Yeah, Zom 100 is.
It's on Netflix. You can check it out, guys.
Yeah, I think it's Crunchyroll and I think Netflix, but it's very unique.
Very unique.
In Japan culture, I love working yourself to death is expected. So what happens? What happens if you have a salaryman who starts at a job that he eventually comes to not only loathe, but wishes he was dead, wakes up 3 years later, and the zombie apocalypse happens. The color comes back and he realizes he doesn't have to go to work. So what does he do? He sets off to fulfill his bucket list in the middle of the zombie apocalypse.
Great anime, man. It's only, I think episode 2 is about to win. When's episode 2 drops?
It should be dropping. It's going to air in Japan in 5 hours, so it should be dropping within the next 12 to 18 hours.
Oh, I can't wait. Wait, so anime guy, that anime you was talking about, is it called How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That anime?
There's one that's that I haven't seen that one, but that's another raunchy-ish type of comedy. And as I said, there's plenty of those. There's, you name it, it exists. But if you really want to know what I have thought about everything, I use a service called Annilist.co. If you go to there and if you sign up, you can search for me, Brandon the Anime Guy. You can see the various lists that I've created. I actually have watch lists compiled dating back to 1970 all the way through this season. So if you're wanting something from any specific year, what was that?
You've been watching anime that long? Wow.
I've been watching off and on for 30 years, but I've got friends within this community that
you'll have to send me that, Brandon.
Wow, man.
That site you were talking about, DM it to me later.
You can watch Anime Update. That's a good website. Anime Update is a good one. Nick, you can watch any anime. It updates you on everything.
And to answer the real Emperor Palpatine's question, Rissman had to leave. He had to go to the X-Wing.
He went to X-Wing's stream, which after we end this, we're getting ready to move on because I know Caleb's got to bounce. So we're going to let him chime
Caleb,
in.
you go. I'm going to take off. So,
all right. Thanks, Brandon, for jumping in. Thanks for all your help and anything you do here and all your support, brother. I appreciate it.
And also, I'm going through the original Dragon Ball, and I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to go through Dragon Ball Z.
The original Dragon Ball. Oh, wait. So,
I didn't like the original Dragon Ball.
See, I
why is that, Nick?
It's funny.
Why is that? Why you watch the original Dragon Ball?
It just wasn't exciting for me. I like Dragon Ball Z though.
The original Dragon Ball is.
I got introduced to Dragon Ball Z during the Frieza saga.
It's more of an adventure Dragon Ball, like Goku's your kid.
It starts off as a Journey to the West type show. So, all right, I'm going to take off. I appreciate it, and yes, as soon as I am done with the original Dragon Ball, I will go through Z. And when I start to go through Z, Clifton 3D, myself, and we'll see if we can get you can get you and Coach to pop on and say, hey, what is cool about Dragon Ball?
Absolutely. And if you guys aren't subbed to Brandon, that anime guy, definitely go check out his channel. Thanks for stopping by, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care, everybody, and have a great night.
Cool.
See you.
You know what I was thinking? Oh, sorry.
Hold on one sec, Rockley. Caleb's got to go, so I'm gonna let him go, and then we'll move on. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Well, I tell you, it's disappointing that X-Wing and the Grand Moff himself aren't here because I'm about to correct everything that they foolishly said earlier. So, X-Wing, as much as I love him, awesome dude, completely wrong about his take on the Sithari. The Sithari was the Sith's legend of their chosen one. And for a long time, just before Darth Bane destroyed the Dark Brotherhood with the Thought Bomb, they thought that this one warrior was the Sithari. Sirac, I think it was his name. And then Bane killed Sithrak and destroyed everything that they had planned. So Darth Bane being the Sithari does not make him the most powerful Sith, because in the same way that Anakin being the chosen one does not make him the most powerful Jedi, because just because you're the chosen one doesn't mean you're the most powerful. All it really means is you're going to do something to balance the Force.
That's true. Yeah.
For instance, people say Revan was a chosen one of his era. It doesn't mean he was the most powerful Jedi.
Yeah,
and
it makes
then
sense.
I think that was the big thing. Oh, there was one really funny. I just saw this article from Screen Rant from 14 hours ago. And I think you'll really enjoy the title. Rogue One's canceled sequel would have killed the best thing Disney Star Wars has done in years. And it's talking about it would have stopped Andor from happening. So I don't, maybe it's been a while, but I'm relatively sure the sequel to Rogue One is called Star Wars: A New Hope.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
I mean, it
sequel
is
to Rogue One.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Yeah.
But yeah, I also wanted to be that guy and plug my channel. We all sit here and we all kind of dish on just the crap that we get. Well, over at King's Advisors, we have a series called What We Love About. And it's Is this fanfare?
That's for you, yeah, that's for you. Go on.
And so we have a series called What We Love About. It's what we love about certain stuff. The first one is the movie Master Commander. The second one is the movie Cars. And I actually had a very great guest, Felicity from Salty Inferno, come on for the third one that we dropped a couple hours ago on the DC anime universe, which started in 1994, I think, with Batman animated series, and ended in 2006 with Justice League Unlimited. And it's going to be a two-parter. The first one dropped today. The second one will drop later, probably Monday. And it's really just about, why is this animated show or shows that we got in the 90s and early 2000s, why is it so vastly loved and just great? I mean, anyone, you ask almost anyone, who's your favorite Batman? Okay, well, you're going to get Michael Keaton and Bale. But overall, if you say, okay, well, what about Kevin Conroy? They're gonna go, oh, well, if you want anyone, Kevin Conroy,
right?
Because he embodied that character so much. And the stuff, we got all these ideas that are coming for what Gunn's DC universe is going to be. And honestly, what it really should just be is take all those stories they did in the 90s and 2000s and put that on screen. It's literally a license to print money.
Where did you fall on Suicide Squad? On Gun Suicide Squad?
Gun. I did not watch Gun Suicide Squad. Did not watch it.
I recommend it.
I've heard very good things. Just have not watched it.
Yeah. I don't know. I recommend it. I don't know if anyone else saw it.
I never saw Suicide Squad.
King's Advisors, go like and subscribe, and hopefully you enjoy the content.
Yep. Mods, if you guys can put King's Advisors, actually, well, I'll just do it. Because I think all our mods left except for Nightbot.
Are they all over at X Week?
I'd offer to mod. I have no idea how to do it. I think I've ever
Let's
modded.
see here. Pull this up. There you are.
But before I leave, the on the anime thing, Vinland Saga, excellent show. It's actually the one of two animes I've watched, and the other anime was a complete accident because I thought that's what I was told to watch, and it was Record of Ragnarok, which is not
anime.
good. Oh, I was not a fan. Was not a fan.
You don't like it?
No, I thought the premise was dumb.
Oh, the storytelling.
I thought the premise was.
I never finished it, so I don't know. Maybe I might feel like you. At the end, I just watched 4 episodes.
EBN was your 155th subscriber.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And links in chat, guys. Go check out King's Advisors. We always like to promote
Subbing,
everybody who are content creators here and trying to make it in this YouTube space. It's not an easy task.
No, it's but it's fun. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be when we started in October.
Yep, definitely.
Well, everyone, I hope you have a great time. Thanks so much for having me on. I loved listening early today, even though X-Wing was just completely wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone have a great
thanks
time.
For jumping
Thanks
in,
so
Caleb.
much. Yep.
All right, good night, Caleb.
Good night.
See ya. All right, Rock Lee, what's going on? First time making it on here for a stream.
It's actually my second time, really.
Oh, I must not have been here when the first time you came on. Okay.
So I was thinking about the Ahsoka show, right? Sith Lord and Nick. You know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty much. I think Dave Filoni would do this because he surprised us with the Book of Boba Fett with Luke and Ahsoka, right? And
Right.
He's training Grogu.
Right.
Dave Filoni has to explain how did Ahsoka knew of Luke Skywalker. Like, I'm pretty sure she heard of that guy, like during the rebellion and stuff like that. What would be a cool scene? I don't know how Dave Filoni would do this though, but it would be dope that maybe one day Ahsoka's relaxing somewhere and she's at a bar and some rebel comes in like, yo, Luke Skywalker defeated the Emperor, right? And if she hears about the name Luke Skywalker, she becomes curious. She started to ponder. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something of that idea, That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. But it'd be cool.
Coach and I actually had a conversation talking about that, and that's one thing that we hated about Book of Boba Fett was that they put those two together, and we didn't even see the meeting of them. It's sort of like I'm trying to think. I don't want to use that analogy that just popped in my head because it's very crude. I don't want to get the channel demonetized, but basically, you're getting the dessert before the dinner.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
I got you.
Wow.
So it's like when that happened on there, I'm like, what? They already know each other. I want to see them first meet.
Right.
And realize, hey, this was Anakin, his father's student for a time, and hey, this is Anakin's son, Padme's son. And we did not get it at all, and it was so disappointing. So
I was watching Tales of the Jedi, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure Ahsoka knew who Leia was because if you watch, I was watching Tales of the Jedi episode 6. Ahsoka was there at Padme's funeral. I was like, wow, I rewatched it over again. I said, wow, okay. And you got Caleb. Kanan knew who Obi-Wan was and who Yoda was and Mace Windu. He was just a little kid, right? So I'm pretty sure she knew that was Anakin's, because she knew Senator, I think it's Senator Organa. That's his name. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she knew that was his daughter. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I don't know if he mentioned
really
it to
address
her.
that, do they?
I don't exactly. So I'm like, okay. I was okay. How Dave Filoni's gonna do this? I don't know how he's.
You
gonna
hear
do
the
it.
name Skywalker.
Exactly.
Ding. Like first off, like not just her. Anyone who knows who Anakin Skywalker is.
Exactly. During a rebellion, I'm pretty sure she heard of a guy called Luke. I don't know if they called him Luke Skywalker, just Luke. So
right.
I don't know how he's gonna explain that. I don't know how he's gonna.
I mean, the Emperor knew that he was a Skywalker, and I'm sure his name was going all around the galaxy after the Death Star got blown up.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. You know what? They might. You know what? That's a good Nick. You probably own something. Dave Filoni might show that scene. He might show when the Death Star blew up and Ahsoka might find out that's Luke, and it might show. Maybe it might show like a past scene. Anakin is there.
Hell away from that.
That'd be. Yeah. I don't know how he's gonna do it. I don't know.
Who knows? We will find out. We will find out. We don't got much longer of a wait. Literally, like just a little over a month away.
4 weeks, right?
And we're getting and we're getting 2 episodes.
I wonder how long they're gonna be
to start with. So.
It better be 45 minutes. Give me 45 each episode.
Man, it's gonna be stupid like all the other Disney Plus shows, where one episode's gonna be 22 minutes, the other one's gonna be 45 minutes.
Yeah, in a 17-minute episode.
Yeah,
Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, it's such a joke the way they're running Star Wars over there. It's so frustrating, and it really irritates me.
Nick, what's your excitement level for Ahsoka? What's your?
I'm at a 4 just because it's gonna give us some content to do on the channel.
Right.
Hey, so question.
Yeah, same. I'm like 3.
I was wondering, did you guys watch the behind the scenes of Mandalorian on Disney Plus?
Man, F no.
You know.
I literally after that season, I didn't want to see the behind the scenes of that dumpster fire. I didn't. I couldn't put myself through it.
But you know,
I just didn't care.
See all the guilty.
You know, Kathleen Kennedy. She was on set. I don't know if she mingled in and messed it up, man. I don't know.
The thing is, she wasn't on set on the behind the scenes stuff with the Luke stuff in season 2.
She was on set on season 3. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, so
season
3 she was.
I think she mingled in. She fucked it up, man.
Favreau was trying to keep her away, right? Didn't Favreau call her like Sauron? Like, gotta watch out for Sauron.
I think she messed up the story, man. I'm pretty sure she talked to Bob Iger, like, you know what? We need Grogu in here. Messed up his plan. I don't know. I think that happened. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I think it's just unproven, but I don't know. It sounds the most like.
Man. She was actually on set, bro. Go watch it on Disney Plus or whatever. You'll see it on YouTube. I was like, wow, this lady, man. She's the queen of wokeness, man. She's a curse to Star Wars.
I might watch it and put it up on Patreon or something and just react to it as it's playing. Yeah, just like hate watch it and just trash every single decision that they were making during the making of season 3.
Oh my!
Yo, just remember that Last Jedi documentary with Rian Johnson and,
yes.
the Jedi or whatever? Oh my god! I want to punch this dude in the face the whole movie.
Wait, it's on YouTube, right?
None. It comes with like the special edition or whatever the hell, you know. Like
you can find it on YouTube, I think.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
And Luke is so vindicated, or Mark Hamill's so vindicated.
He was so
now
he was
watching
mad,
it now.
He was so angry. He knew it was trash. Like he just knew. Like bro, I always tell people Luke Skywalker would never give up because your nephew slaughtered all your students. You go to an island, you drink alien titty milk, and you complain. I'm like, yo, this is not Luke. His father was Darth Vader. He never gave. Luke Skywalker got that quality from his mother. You know, in episode 3, when Padme was dying, she said, Obi-Wan, they're still good in him. That's where Luke get it from, bro. He would never give up. Like, that just, oh my gosh, man. And Mark Hamill was trying to tell Rian Johnson that. This guy, bro. I just hope they retcon that stuff. I'm hearing rumors that Kathleen Kennedy might be gone. So I hope they just.
It's like too little too late at this point.
The movie's not making money, man. I hope they just, because I'm looking at what Dave Filoni's doing. I don't know if they'll lead to the sequel trilogy with the epic stuff he's about to do.
It's looking like it's heading that direction, and at this point, I don't care if Kathleen Kennedy's there or not. It's so.
I actually kind of want her to stay at this point.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, whoever replaces her is probably going to do the exact same crap that she's doing, if not worse.
It's just
or just be the scapegoat. So like when Disney failed, they'll blame him. So they can give Kathleen Kennedy the parade and the parties and all the and the interviews and the articles. And then, like, the next one's like, oh, I guess the other person couldn't.
Well, you just implied the next person taking over is going to be a man.
It's going to be a white male. It's going to be a white male. And then it's going to go into bankruptcy like a year later. So some weird, they have a Time article on it.
Bob Iger is crazy. He really thinks that this Rey movie, as if it's happening, is going to make money. That is going to flop worse. It's going to flop worse than Indiana Jones. Wow.
Yeah. You guys.
Oh my gosh!
you guys like Zack Snyder's Justice League? Did you like it, or at least did you watch it?
I watched it. I watched it one time. There's no way I could get through it again. I thought it was too long, and it was almost, there were certain parts I was like, "Am I watching a musical?"
Well, no, the reason I bring it, I know, right? The reason I bring it up is because Bob Iger is basically Aquaman when he's riding that alien into the ground.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That's Bob Iger on Disney right now. that's what we're watching.
Like everything is woke with these guys. They got I'm black. I'm black Latino, right? They got a black mermaid. Keep the characters the same. The foundation is already there, man. Like all this woke agenda and look, I'm the first black trans person. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah,
I'm Cuban, B. I'm Cuban. I love my black. I love my white heroes, my black heroes.
Like,
we didn't care. I like Indiana Jones.
No, exactly. Nobody cares about that stuff. That's why they, like James Cameron. Why didn't you learn a lesson from James Cameron? Or like that woke Ghostbusters movie. All the women. It doesn't make money.
Yeah.
Put agenda over storytelling. Oh my God, it's an easy formula to follow.
Just corny stuff that we end up getting. Yeah.
Stupid people.
I can't believe that The Little Mermaid is in the top 5 of.
It's top 5.
It's top 5 worldwide for movies for 2023. It's number 5.
That's insane.
It's number 5 with a worldwide gross of $545 million.
Okay.
But you know what?
That's
people actually said it's a good movie. They said it's a good movie. A lot of people say what's the girl Haley? She plays a good Ariel. So I'm like, okay. I mean, but they should have just kept the white man. I'm sorry.
I can't believe The Little Mermaid beat out John Wick Chapter 4.
What?
No, you lying.
No,
you're
yeah.
You nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
John Wick Chapter 4 came in at $426 million. Little Mermaid 545.
Well, John Wick's rated R. So
yeah.
And Little Mermaid's
more of a family movie. The only $1 billion film this year, guys. Super Mario. In the upcoming Nintendo Cinematic Universe that's going to be coming, which is going to be awesome.
What's the one you want? What's your next Nintendo
Zelda.
movie?
Zelda. Yep. Me too.
I don't know. I kind of want Metroid.
Metroid would be right after Zelda for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Is Mega Man Nintendo? Mega Man.
Yeah.
No, it's Capcom.
Yo, they need to come out with Mega Man, bro. Oh.
But
it was a Nintendo staple. You know what I mean? I had Mega Man 1, 2, 3, but it's like Capcom. It's Capcom. Yeah, like Street.
But
you know
it's
what I
part
mean?
of the same universe, right? Like the Mario, is it? No, it's not.
I don't think they could do it. Wait a minute, wasn't he in the cartoon?
He was in the cartoon. Yeah,
and he wasn't in the game.
Maybe. That would be bad.
Was it Captain N?
Bro, Mega Man. Oh,
yeah,
back
Captain
in the day.
Yeah, and he had the controller on his belt, right? The belt
my gosh, Mega Man is hard, man.
Yeah, Mega Man's hard.
That'll be the storytelling. That'll be dope. And Sonic, you know what I'm waiting for? Sonic the movie, the third one.
I like the 2 Sonic movies.
Those is good movies we've seen.
Yeah.
No agenda, just fun movies.
Yeah, they were fun movies.
Fun.
I liked them. I liked the Mario Brothers movie. I've literally only seen one movie in the theater all year, and it was Sound of Freedom. It's the only movie I've seen in theater this year.
And you liked it? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I'm ready to watch
great.
it.
If you weren't here earlier, if you want to see Sound of Freedom, just Google free tickets for Sound of Freedom. People are buying tickets, and you can actually request a pay it forward ticket and actually go see the movie for free. You don't even have to pay for it.
Oh, wow.
Just Google. Do a Google search for it, and you'll find
one
it.
of Jeremy's tickets from
Jeremy.
He
he's put a bunch of money in there last night for free tickets for people. So yeah, anybody can go see that movie for free. You know, if you want to get out of the house and go see a good movie with a good story, very well done. Highly recommend Sound of Freedom.
Good stuff.
Do it.
All right, Felix, did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up? I'm about to wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up, baby. But yeah, okay, so I'm actually super duper close to 2,000 subs on my channel.
Okay.
Super close. All right. But the problem is that I'm getting my subs through shorts. So that means all that watch time I'm getting from them means jack diddly squat, right?
Yeah.
All right. But now this checks out. So I have a pool channel, so it's mostly pool clips, although there is a little bit of pop culture, little the pop culture podcast that I have going on as well. But it's mostly pool clips, me trying to get good, But some of it's pretty, impressive. I impress myself, I like whoa, I didn't know I could do that type stuff. And if I get a clip like that, I try to put it on and make a quick short out of it. But anyway, help me get to 2,000. Check out some of the stuff on there. There's a Canned Chicken podcast. My latest hate watch was Nefarious. We did Nefarious.
I love that movie.
I loved it too, but my co-host just pooped on the movie for the whole time. So, but I love that movie. Yeah. We have a whole talk on
I liked it. I liked it.
I couldn't recommend it enough. And I'm a little trad cat here, but so it really hit home with me. But but my co-host totally hated it and just ripped it a new one. so check it out. We talk about that stuff on the latest one. So thank you. And by the way, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yep. I'm putting channel Star Fox.
That's right, Star Fox. Yeah, Face Fox, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Channel Starface. We always give them a hard time and say Channel Star Fox.
Emotional damage.
That's right, man.
But guys, I just put Channel Starface's link to his channel. He's literally 30 subs away. 30 subs away from 2K.
Yeah, it's right there. And there's one thing I wanted to tell you specifically, Nick, about today's show.
Mm-hmm.
And I it's a shame that X-Wing was gone, but bless you guys. You guys, when we started talking, or you guys started talking lore, it kind of brought me back. You know what I mean? Talking about who was the stronger Jedi, and it's that was, guys, that's what Star Wars was about. You know what I mean? Especially when you're hanging out with your friends, and we didn't have the internet. It was all speculation and lore and just coming up with these ideas and these theories, and some of them would work out and a lot of them wouldn't, and God, this really kind of brought me back to that little 10-minute set. Yeah, man. And when Disney first bought Star Wars, that's what it was. Everyone started getting back into the lore, into the speculation, and then
you got the Queen of Wokeness in there.
Yeah, now we care more about the behind the scenes. What's going on behind the scenes is more interesting than Star Wars.
She ruined the Mandalorian. I can't believe she ruined the Mandalorian, bro.
Thank you so much for having me on, man. I'm so sorry.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that is gonna do it for us. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, I'm gonna do a members stream tomorrow. Just be watching the community page. And right when we leave here, we are going to be rating X-Wing's channel. So the link is out there in the chat. I just posted it. So everybody go over to X-Wing's channel, put EBN raid, so they know that we ended things here.
X-Wing.
Thanks to all the members, everybody that super chatted. It was a good show. Had fun. Glad you guys were here. Until tomorrow, guys.
So
as
tomorrow
Coach always says, yep, tomorrow. As Coach always says, we are Echo Base Network, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Coach Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.